I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gonna be biblical.
Hey guys, and welcome. Happy 2026. We are here today, Patriots across the pond, with the amazing Stewie, and we've got Jason Q. This is our Friday Deeper Dives, and we are on episode 4. Hey guys.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Jason, I think you
Happy New Year. It's always something on my end.
How was your New Year?
Happy
What
New Year.
did you do, Jason? What did you and Dina do?
We had a podcast.
Okay.
Went till about 4 in the morning. It was cool.
Very nice.
Dina's first 7-hour stint, wasn't it?
Yeah, first ever 7-hour podcast for her. Fucking proud of her.
Yeah. No, it's
Young
good.
and like a champ, too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what time did you guys start?
9 o'clock.
Wow. Not gonna lie, this is one of the first in a while that I've actually stayed up till 12. Usually I would like fall asleep at like 10 and my kids would wake me up and I'd be like, Happy New Year. Cool.
Yeah.
And go back to sleep. I stayed up, but not as late as you guys.
Yeah, we thought we always do it for holidays because there's just a lot of people that don't have, family or anything to do or anybody. So we'd say, hey, everybody's welcome here. Let's just have some fun.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, I went to bed and then I got up and I caught the last 2 or 3 hours of your show, dipping in and out, trying to catch up and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Live was buffering. I was going, and then it jumps 20 minutes and back to it. I think, I'm watching it from here. But yeah, it's lovely getting in there and having a little chat with everyone.
Oh yeah, it's great. Oh my God, there's so much shit that's going on.
Yeah. I loved Trump. I loved the silver that Melania was wearing. That was great.
I hope silver.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, if that's not the first com of the year,
Exactly.
don't know what is. And then, if you guys, let me see. There is because Dina sent it to me. So Scavino posted something on his X with an F-35
Plane.
Flying around. Yeah, and shooting off like missiles and all that. If you could show that, please.
Hang on, that
Please,
video's
that is
on my.
really big. That is a massive comm right there.
Just looking for that on my Telegram. No, all right. Let me go and have a look on X. I thought that was in my Telegram.
Ooh. Thank you, Dina. Thank you. So tonight, we have our Friday Night Fuckery, but we're going to actually put a pause and go into another podcast because Allie Carter came out today and said that at what time is it, Dina? Is it the link is actually in the Rumble chat, Stu?
Oh, I've got the video up.
Okay. Yeah.
You want me to play that?
Yes, please.
You guys, did we count the number? I feel like there's something to the count of the number of those.
Oh, yeah, I think Jason's going to tell you that in a minute. That is
No.
obviously fifth,
Hold on,
sixth
one
generation fighter, isn't it? I just remember that bit in Top Gun where that fucking fight. Do you remember what I mean? Goose. No, one Goose. What's Goose's son called? He went, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Them fighter.
All right. So, would you like to know what that was?
Yes.
Because we talked about this a long time ago. Goes back to North Korea, guys. That's the Death Blossom.
Yeah.
Everything is based off movies, right? In The Last Starfighter, the last weapon they use is the Death Blossom. It's when the ship is stationary and it starts shooting out fucking missiles and flares at every which way, and then that's it. That's exactly what that I don't know if it was an F-35 or F-22. Probably F-22, because they like to show it off. Because nobody else can have the F-22. America's the only nation that has the F-22. Will not be sold to anybody else. Everybody's tried. They've been told to, kindly pound sand. So yeah, that is the Death Blossom. That goes back to The Last Starfighter, which that goes back to the Ryugyong Hotel in Pyongyang, North Korea, which is their big MK Ultra site. It's the they call it the Phantom Hotel and the Hotel of Doom. It's completely built. It was they were building a similar one in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And guess who was building that? The Bin Laden Corporation. Oh, but that was stopped during Trump's first term. Why? Huh. And then, what did they start building? NEOM. N-E-O-M. And what's that? Oh, that's the line in the sand. They never built it. They did everything symbolically. That's all they did. They actually scrapped the whole NEOM project and everything. But when you go back to this whole Ryugyong Hotel and you go back to the concrete and everything like that, isn't it funny? They're all based out of Egypt too.
Wasn't that line they were going to be built meant to be 170 miles long?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was going to be like, oh, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Because if they're building up, it's the whole Tower of Babel.
Right.
Yeah.
They're trying to fucking penetrate the sky. But also, who was in on that Jeddah Tower was Alawid bin Talal. Oh, funny he'd be a part of it. But yeah, the Death Blossom, you got the silver, you got Mamdani being sworn in and sworn in by fucking Big Shane. And that was in the New York subway station that was closed on 12/31/1945. Exactly 80 years. But the funny thing is, every 80 years, over the past 4 cycles, we've gone through an economic upheaval. You've got Revolutionary War, you got Civil War, you've got World War II. Now you have us. We're up. But there's a big difference in this. Because after all those, there was a massive reset. So what happened was that after the Civil War, the whole greenbacks and everything like that, Reconstruction, then they started bringing in the banking system. Well, the second national bank in the United States and everything. They started bringing all those in, and then 1911, boom, and then you have 1933 that all goes in. But there's something different about the end of the Revolutionary and the end of the last two and the end of this one.
Well, according to Mike Barra, who's, he's done a lot of deep dives into that. Part of what happens at the end of I think you said 80 years, 70 years, whatever, I don't know the right number, but the debt comes due too. So you have the debt coinciding with these upheavals, as you want to call it. And then each time they up the ante, right? First, it was about, first they sold us, with the income taxes. Then they did our birth certificate. Then we became the humans, us humans, whatever you want to call it, because they don't refer to us as humans. We become straw man. And so it all coincides. So, but you were just about to say how there were certain ones that were different.
Yeah. So, and the thing is exactly right. You start seeing everything's due, right? So guess what? Hey, payments due, guys. Who do we owe? Chinese. But the problem is Trump already dealt with that.
Right.
7 years ago, during his meeting at the
Forbidden City.
So he needed Biden to actually get that second term so that the other term, it's not a 4-year election. Because it takes 12 years to actually do this plan. But what if they did it 4 years ahead before that too? Their 16-year plan. But then what if we had like a 32 or a 64-year plan? Right? That makes a lot more sense because they play the long game, but we knew when the debt was due. January 1st, 2026. So, when's the timing? Also, when you look at the calendar, we know that that's it because the 2 weeks, it's Christmas, right? On the 25th, you go to midnight on the 31st, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go from 12:01 on January 1st and you go to January 7th. It's the same amount of time. It's the 2 Christmases.
Did you say that Bernie swore in Mandami at 12:31?
No. See, what these Democrats like to do is they like to have like the real one off, just like they do Karen Bass.
Yeah.
Because who went and swore Karen Bass in like ceremoniously? It was Kamala Harris. So you had Letitia James swearing Mamdani at 12:01. 12:01 in the New York subway system. The subway station closed 12/31/1945. So let's just say that, what if Mamdani is a part of this?
Yeah.
Let's just, because Trump's like, because he seems real and then he's like, oh, I'm going to be a fucking socialist. It's like, he's playing the script.
Yeah.
He's got to be.
There's no question in my mind because, listen, go back to 2020, right? Remember who the mayor of New York was? It was, oh my God, I see his face. What's his face? He's such
Bill de Blasio.
De Blasio, who's not even his real name.
Warren Wilhelm.
Right, exactly. And where is he? Whatever happened to him? He just disappeared into nowhere, right? So my opinion of this whole thing is that New York, I mean, yeah, they got to get to the pockets and they're still like on a lower level that they have to still start cleaning out. But I think they're all gone. And I think we're watching a major show. And when they show outwardly what's really been going on in New York and because I think what people don't realize in many cases is that New York, yes, there's corruption. There's all this horrible stuff happening all over the country. But New York is one of the founding satanic sites and the high, huge spell that's going on in this area. So I think they're going to have some shocking, it's going to all be very shocking. That's the only way to wake these people up. But my thought, especially, and Stu knows, when Mamdani got elected, I was like psyched. You know what I mean? Because I was like, all right, here we go. Like, now the show is starting.
That's our boy.
Yep. Yeah. So I think he's totally, who is he anyway? Like, is he just a character that they created and he's playing this out? I don't even know if he's a real person, right?
I mean, and then you think avoided Z in the kill box in the drops, right? What if it was though around Mamdani?
Yeah,
because the thing is, you have to find a way to have complete upheaval in New York City.
Yes.
So what do? The Democrat, you have to push it so far socialist that, and then De Blasio showed up at the swearing in with his girlfriend that is, where's she the mayor of? Someplace in Arizona.
Okay.
She's a mayor.
What happened to the what? You're talking about the black woman?
No, he got rid of her. He's got.
He got rid of her. Okay, so because she was the wife at the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one that stole all the money.
Yeah.
Remember they're funneling all that money, and she's like, "I don't know what happened." It was like $800-something million.
Yeah.
It's like, no, seriously, where's the money? I mean, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. But you can't tell me that it's not all been confiscated and all this stuff, especially under the EOs and all that. So I'm trying to enjoy it. Listen, if COVID didn't wake up people in New York with the way we were a prisoner state, what the hell's going to wake these people? What's going to, get them out of this?
And the thing is, when are people going to wake up and realize that the Democrats are the true communists? Yeah. It was all in their states that they're running all this bullshit. It's like, no, this isn't, at first it's my body, my choice. And then it's like, no, you need to get this because of everybody else. I don't care about everybody else. If you chose to get it, that's on you.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if they're bribing you with Krispy Kreme donuts, I mean, any kind of bribe to take something, or them forcibly,
as well.
Yeah, and then go to those like special needs homes and forcibly injecting them.
Yeah,
it's like everybody that did that. This Nuremberg trial is going to be one for the ages, because all the people that were doing the injections, they're all implicated. Everybody's implicated because they did it knowingly.
The hospitals, but you know what? It's interesting because what was in the news and what was really happening in pockets, like there were so many patriots out at that time in New York, and so many people speaking out. There were rallies. There were what I would say would be the good, leaders and politicians were having these rallies out and telling everyone, take off. If you have a mask on, take it off. And I want you to hug the person next to you. This is all BS. The problem is that it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And you still had these knuckleheads running to get their jabs because they wanted to go to a ball game, or they wanted to go to a concert, or they wanted to go into a restaurant. I mean, they didn't care that they were medically raped.
It was the craziest time, wasn't it?
But how much crazy does it have to get? That's my point.
Well, it's got to get a lot fucking crazy if they haven't woken up yet. If they put telly, hey everyone, it's a super flu, and they'll put the mask on again, and they're not awake, are they? At all. So,
Jason, what do you think is going to happen here in New York? Like, what if you had to predict? I mean, they didn't care they were medically raped. They didn't care. Like, none of that stuff mattered. People were still like, oh, I want to go see my concert. So what do you think is going to happen here? Like, what do you think is going to really happen with this communist mayor? What's he going to do?
Fuck, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at this could go so many different ways. It's like, because now the mayor would have control of the Southern District in New York.
Right.
Oh, yes.
And then you have to deal with the mega group. like.
I mean, do you think the military is just gonna remember when was it when Trump was saying he could just come in, you know, and take over? I'm not getting the wording right of how he said it when Mondami came in, but do you think it's just going to be a full-on military invasion?
Well, yeah, maybe, because what he's just done as well, he's pulled the National Guard out of somewhere.
Yep.
Hasn't he? I can't remember. And
Gave
you know
him the
what?
federal-
Yep.
He's
And then,
you know
and
why
then
he's pulled the National
Chicago, right?
Guard out?
Yep.
Chicago?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's pulled the National Guard out because the fucking Marines are going in, and special forces and operators and stuff.
Yep. That's exactly what's going to happen. Because remember, he said that, hey, if they keep on pushing their shit, we're just going to go in even harder. Something else like, here comes the Insurrection Act.
That's right. So,
Exactly. So I just want to say one thing quickly. Did you say you were signed in at 12:31 or 12:01?
1201.
12:01. Right, because I pulled up 12:31. What will happen next week? Moab. But 12:01 is just as good. Trump card plate. Nice work, Q. Trump card coming.
So the thing is that was at 1201, right?
Yeah.
3.0, right? What happened at 12:04 a.m.?
Go on.
The second ball dropped.
that's right.
The what?
The second ball. They dropped the first one for 12 for the new year. And then they dropped the second one, the red, white, and blue one, which was supposed to be for the 250th anniversary.
Yes. And the thing is that it was all circles. It wasn't triangles like the Waterford Crystal one.
And it's going to be dropped again on July 4th. They said that night.
Everything's done twice.
So as a New Yorker, I'm going to say that maybe the shit will get scared out of people if they see fucking tanks and Marines, where the normies and the Dems and the libtards are going to be thinking like, it's a dictatorship and they're going to come and right. And maybe that's their awakening moment.
Could be.
You could see Mandani go full communist, couldn't you? You could see that city descend into absolute fucking chaos.
And they'll blame him. They're not going to blame Trump. Like,
yeah, that's the point.
Right.
And then Trump, all the New Yorkers would be screaming for Trump and the military to come in.
Oh, yeah.
All these idiots out there going, don't answer. It's ICE. We're here opposing ICE.
Yeah.
That could be fun. I mean.
Well, unfortunately, ICE is the military now.
And are you seeing these commercials? Are you guys getting ads? I was at the radio yesterday, and for the last week, I don't know if it's local, but it's coming on YouTube because I don't have regular TV. So it's like YouTube, and it's coming on and it's saying, we have a duty, if you're a law enforcement official, to protect, join ICE. And then yesterday I was in the car and a commercial came on with Kristi Noem talking, Kristi Noem, head of Homeland Security. You get out. Like, it was so blunt. It was like, get out, because we are going to be coming after you. So I don't know if this is going on around the country, but they're doing radio ads with her talking about people that have to get out that aren't here because we're going to come after you. And now's your chance to leave voluntarily. And then you've got on TV all these advertisements, or I should say streaming or YouTube, these advertisements that are telling law enforcement that they should join ICE.
Well, don't forget, just quickly, this is one of my favourite moments of this year as well. When, we all went, what is going on here? When Biden put in a new 87,000 agents into the IRS,
Yeah.
But then Trump came in and said, those 87,000 people, they're all working for ICE now.
Yep.
Trust the plan.
And the thing is, and people are like, oh, he can't do that. He's the executive. He runs everything.
But they're federal employees. It's not, it's not a private corporation.
Yeah. You get rid of the bureaucracy. Start chopping heads. And then what do they say? They're going to destroy 17 buildings in D.C. due to, I don't know, what is it? They say it was,
When did they say that? I mean, I know we've heard about the 36 satanic sites like years ago, but
yeah, they said 17 buildings due to, like, them being run down or something.
Ah, okay, so that's it.
But yeah, so
17. Do we know which ones they are?
Not yet. But I have a feeling that shit is about to hit the fan this month, in fact. So, how do we do this? Okay, so 1/5, that's when she said Marjorie Taylor Greene is resigning, right? That's Monday.
That's Monday, yeah.
Now, you have 5th, and then 5th, 6th, 7th, 3 days, right? So, let me see if I got this right. And, yep.
Now, we pretty much know that most of these buildings in Washington anyway are empty.
Yeah.
I mean, the IRS building has been empty, you know, and especially if you follow Nancy Drew, right? She's over there. She's been over there for how many years now doing that? It's like a ghost town. Do you remember the old like movies of DC and DuPont Circle or whatever it's called?
Yeah, DuPont Circle.
Cars, traffic, and what happened? Does anybody live there anymore? I mean, there were residents. People live there.
But then remember, Trump gave everybody that buyout, and then you start seeing houses going up for sale all over DC. Plus, what if they were seasoned assets too?
It's true.
I mean, you know, it's kind of funny that so many people needed money right away. But
yeah.
So we have Christmas coming up, right? 1/7, and it said bombs away Merry Christmas, right? So what's going to happen on the 7th? I don't know, but the thing is that Friday and Saturday make good on the MAGA promise, right? So this Friday is next Friday is 1/9, right?
Yeah.
Here's the tricky part we have to do. That's a 9/11. 1910. 2026 is our 10 now, right? Then we have 2 days of straight binary. 11010. Then you have, catch this, 11110. It's Sunday. Dates are important, right?
Yeah.
Why is that number so big, guys?
That reminds me of JFK's executive order.
That's the executive order for silver. Executive order 11110.
Yeah.
So what if Friday and Saturday, next Friday and Saturday, they're pulling the pin, boom, switches in, because now if you pull up the debt clock, the secret window, it says the Great Silver Breakout, dollar to silver ratio, 1913, $2.66 an ounce, 2026, $1,180 an ounce. Why even now I'd buy silver.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and people are like, oh, you can't go by dates, it's all event driven. I think it says dates are important in the drops.
Yeah.
Then New Year's Eve, right? Oh, you guys are gonna love how this one works out. Because for some reason, several videos popped up in my YouTube feed yesterday and this morning, and it kind of puts stuff in perspective. I don't know how it does it, but it does. So, New Year's Eve, right? Where's our military?
All over the place, aren't they?
But we're talking about the Doral, the Southern Command, the Southern Command, right? The one with the 6 X's on their NATO flag goes along with the 6 X's, 6 zeros on the Q drops, the ID. Yeah. So they're playing tic-tac-toe. So this is all a game, right? like, hey, fuck it, we're going to go to war with Venezuela, right? So like, yeah, fuck yeah. So we send the whole fleet down there, right? What else is down there?
Islands.
The islands, right? Where were all of the elites during New Year's Eve? They were at St. Bart's, which is within the blockade. So, funny thing is that I'm listening to this Dan Schneider, and it was, we're going to play some of it tonight and tomorrow, because this is probably one of the hands down best interviews ever about like spiritual shit and everything like that. Because they go into Freemasons, they go into Shamash, Moloch, Baal, all of it, right? Well, he said something that, I was like, wait, what did you say? It was Pelican witchcraft, right? When you mentioned Pelican witchcraft, I'm like, my jaw dropped, right? St. Bart's. Their crest has 2 pelicans on it.
Wow.
So now, who owns St. Bart's? The French. So now, this goes back to Michelle Lamy. You know, the bridge between high fashion music, the witch in Hollywood. Where was she from? France. Yeah, Mary Chucky. He even goes into how the Chucky doll was real. How it actually happened. So, if the Chucky doll...
What do you mean real? What do you mean real?
They literally possessed a doll with a demonic spirit.
Oh.
So now, if we could possess dolls with demonic spirits, don't you think it's a little bit easier to do it to humans that are already biologically coded? So enter Erica Kirk, right? Makes sense. What's her mom's maiden name? Why hasn't that been released? Because her mom is one of the witches, one of the Jew witches. Because she's tied to the Rothsteins. Otto Rothstein, the brain from the mob, all through the 19 Black Sox. She's all related to him. So now you have the Mormons, the Scientologists, and Judaism all within TPUSA trying to poison the well of Christ. It's exactly what they're doing. So this so the bridge between high fashion and music, right? But they say that executives call her when music people want to level up in the industry. Right?
Yeah.
And then her husband, Rick Owens, right? He's told, these people are beyond demonic, right? He calls Michelle Lamy his muse. Isn't it funny that Melania came up with muse pictures? Right there. Then we have, also, I can't share it, but I can read it. That's good. So the thing is, binary code, right? So the binary code 11010 is already a binary format. If you're asking for its decimal equivalent, it translates to 26 in decimal, right? So then it goes to the binary code 11110, translates to 30 in decimal. So it's still a 3.0 despite hurricane hits. This guy's a fucking mastermind. God. And then you look at, you even look at the days, right? From 9/11 to 1/1 is 3 months and 22 days.
It's skull and bones.
Isn't it funny how much stuff happens on, just 9/11, 9/10 right there?
Right.
Odd. There's more. Tomorrow. First full moon of the year, the wolf full moon. So the wolf full moon, huh? I mean, how many times does wolf mentioned in drops? Canis lupus, the great timber wolf, talked about Bush and his that was his Secret Service name. And that's when the moon enters into Gemini. Who are the Gemini in all this? JFK, Donald Trump. Both their birthdays are both Geminis. May 29th, 1917, and June 14th, 1946. Then, there's so much like crazy shit. Like this whole Tartaria stuff, right? So, found a video, right? And they went through these old newspaper articles back from the 1800s in Russia. This whole War of 1812 was all bullshit. Like we said, it was all a massive reset. So then you look at 1812 and how they came over here. It was a whole destroying of the Tartarian Empire. That's all it was. Destroying of all the free energy, destroying of everything. Because even over here, the War of 1812, they burned down Washington, the Brits and all that. Well, they all wore the same uniforms, just different colors. Why would you do that? You wouldn't, unless you're all on the same team.
Mm.
So now what were they trying to do? They're trying to destroy the Declaration of Independence. And they thought they did by burning down the White House. But fucking dummies, why would you store the Declaration of Independence at the White House? Kind of dumb, isn't it? That's why it's highly protected in Mount Rushmore. Nobody can get it. They made it that way. So the keystone will probably be Mount Rushmore because that holds our documents. Because why they want the founding documents destroyed. Because when we look back at the real founding documents, they're going to notice that the Constitution was fucking changed on us.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard that.
The capitalized United, for and of.
And that's where Trump had, what was it? July 4th, 2020?
Yeah.
At Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
Well, it was amazing seeing that video. That was JFK Jr. standing on the top.
Yeah.
I mean, who else could that have been?
Yeah.
You know?
There's him. Remember he put on George Magazine.
Yeah.
Liz, it sounds like this month is going to be really.
Oh.
I mean, I want to use this word because I don't think we've fun. We have not had fun. I mean, we have obviously, but not really because there's been so much happening. But now I think we're finally moving into that. Like now it's fun. Now it's really fun.
And let me just show you one thing quickly. Talking about that and silver, right? This Asian guy that's popped up everywhere now, whether he's AI generated or not. I was looking for him earlier and I found his channel on YouTube, the Asian guy, 2.51 thousand subscribers. But while I was looking for that, there's another account with him, which is John AG. That has got nearly 57,000 subscribers, but that is John 17, isn't it? Now, I saw that and I immediately thought of JFK Jr. They're everywhere, aren't they? Setting up 50 accounts and behind all these things.
I mean,
and you know what AG is the symbol for, right?
Yeah, silver. Yeah.
I'm saying you can't. How many coincidences?
Yeah.
I stopped after 2. Then you're like, it's all bullshit. Then it just starts compounding back on. I mean,
when you got on today, you started talking about Allie Carter.
Yes.
You made an announcement?
Yeah, tonight they're gonna have Dina put it in the chat.
Yep.
The link.
What is
And I
that?
don't
We've
know-
been lied to.
I don't know. Well, I mean, they're going to expose a lot. And she wasn't frowning at all. This is the most giddy I've ever seen her. She's like, we have the last part that we have. It's like, I think they're starting to realize that. Oh, that's the one that I want.
Is that a different one?
That's the hour-long one. Now, this one,
Okay.
guys, I put it there. Now, I don't know why. I'm like, okay, well, old money, sinister. I'm like, okay. So the guy was talking about how he's him and his buddies are teenagers in upstate New York, and they're like, hey, you know, what do you do for the summer? You know, you go and caddy at these high-end courses. And I'm like, well, this one guy, his name is Benedict. They call him Benny. You know, massive billionaire in New York. And I guess he was sitting here just just like treating the caddy like complete shit. So finally, you know, the caddy fucking slaps the fuck out of him, not knowing who he was, right? Well, then he hires them as a proxy for him to get these deliveries at his mansion. Unfortunately, these deliveries were file cabinets. And they had names next to them. And they had a party the next day. That they were hired from the golf course to go in there. They made like $37,000 in one night. And if you think about it, you know, how do you bribe kids to do stuff? You know, you pay them a lot of money and they get a taste of that. It completely corrupts their morals. So then they had to still go there and accept this delivery, right? Tell them where to go and everything. And come to find, and they were using blockchain. So I'm sure they were using fucking like XRP and XLM at 2 cents a fucking thing. So what were they using? Bitcoin. No. It's what they do. And then they had these all these morticians and hospice nurses and, you know, crematoriums and all that. They were there at the party first because they were hosting this. They wanted them to host this party. And these guys are fucking 18, 19 years old. They're hosting this massive party, telling people how to do it. You know, how to run it, and they're just completely perplexed, but they want to do a good job. Come to find out, the guy has sons that are completely dead in the eyes, and they take one of the file cabinets out to this fountain. But first, they were walking out there because they were having a meeting, and he goes out there, and this guy in a ghillie suit jumps out, and he grabs the receipt from him and starts running. So he has a ghillie suit. They have 3-piece suits on, so they end up catching the guy in a ghillie suit. And he shows him this video about proxies, about how do you create a proxy and everything. And he actually took the receipt from him. So he went running, and then they just let him go because he was talking about this fountain, right? That there's something fucked up with the fountain, right? That goes to this fucking this black and white checker room. So then after that, they let him go. And then him and his buddy Jack, this guy and Jack, because the guy who's telling the story is the one that happened to. And he's explaining to him, he's like, yeah, there's something really fucked up that, you know, going on here. Well, then, during the party, they had, they had all these people from, like, cemeteries all come in. Then they had the donors come in. There were about 70 donors that popped in. Unfortunately, they were all wearing red shoes. And then when they all went, you know, everybody else left. Then all the donors went to that checker room, and they saw outside in the distance when they were like walking through the house, they saw the two boys out by that fountain with a file cabinet, stabbing it, kicking it, you know, all this. And they walked in to that checker room, and they peeked in to see if everybody's doing okay. And they were all like beyond giddy. And this was before the first drop of blood started flowing because they had chalices and all this. And then the second guy went in there and checked in later, and he said that they were so fucking beyond delusional. They were fucking rubbing all this white shit over their bodies. People were fucking, they had the clothes off and everything. It's like adrenochrome. It's exactly what they were doing, have adrenochrome parties.
So when you say upstate, because upstate's really, are you talking like upstate near like the Finger Lakes area? Are you talking like do you know the town or the place?
He said upstate. It's when he said it's massive. He's like, you have to go through 2 security checkpoints to get to this guy's house.
Wow.
And he said the estate is beyond, it's all that old money, all that opium money. But the thing is that they said that that's how this guy made his money, like early on. Then you think about the spice trade. It's like, guys, the spice trade wasn't pepper salt or anything. That was kids, adrenochrome, and human trafficking. That's all it was. That's how they made their money in the spice trade. If you think everybody's like, oh, God, I got to Google for tea and pepper, fuck. You could send that, but you could also send other things.
Right.
I mean, if you look at Dutch East India, Dutch West India Company, they're shipping opium, but they're also shipping children too. Just like the Royal Navy under Prince Philip and all that. They're doing the same thing. Opium and kids all over. And same thing with our military. Looking after Vietnam when they were bringing all the bodies over from, and they were taking them to Presidio and they cracked open the ribs. They were filling them all with opium. Fucking disgusting.
Yeah. It really is.
I'll just put this on the screen because this is his Ali Carter thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you want to play this, because, man, and look at the time, 11:08. I think she's the big one. Remember when they said they had to rescue some girl off a ship? This was under that.
What Trump said it in a presser.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went in, we got her out. She's okay, something like that, wasn't it?
What if it's her?
Right. Well, look, that's also got 97.1 thousand views. As you 17.
And look at the time she posted it, 3:14 a.m., huh?
Yeah.
John 3:14, John A.G. Silver.
Yeah.
Hi-O Silver away.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and play it.
I'll play it. All right.
Let's start screen recording, yeah? Can you? Here we go. So, I can't express to you enough how serious this is. I can't express to you enough how much I am like, I don't know how to siren alarm. I don't know how to, we need you guys right now to hear me. If you are an angel, if you are a hero that has rocked and rolled with us, a hero, what I mean by that, you guys are all our heroes, yes. But what I mean by that is if you have met us, stood with us, to the point that you went through some things with us, I need you to contact me. I need all the men in this army to contact me. There is something very big coming in the middle of this year. And I want to make sure that you are there. I can't tell you right now, but I need you to contact me. It is very serious. I need you to know that the investigations have taken the turn that they needed to. The investigators have what they need. I don't want to get emotional. I've been crying my eyes out for a minute. I'm good. 2026 is the year of accountability. No one can stop what is coming. Not at all. And apparently it's not just for me, but no one can stop what is coming. And the new year is starting off right with investigations airing out for the truth. Listen to me. The investigators have so much evidence, and it's still pouring in. This Friday, Truth Be Told, on Rumble and BitChute.com. Truth Be Told with Dustin Faulkner and Beverly Gillen. Truth Be Told with Dustin Faulkner and Beverly Gillen. Do y'all got that? They're only on Rumble.com and on BitChute.com. I need everybody. I don't care if you hate me. If you hate me, it's even better. You need to be there. Because how, after the information that is given, if you don't understand what somebody is saying to you, you are part of the problem. Okay? I can't express this to you any more than I am trying to right now. I need everybody. If you guys know our name, if you know our name, and I don't know where you stand, but if you know our name, I need you to go watch that show. Oh, there it is. The comment is pinned on Instagram. Can somebody help me pin that on Facebook? Friday, January 2nd at 7 p.m. CST. Truth Be Told on rumble.com with Dustin Faulkner and Beverly Gillen. The countdown starts now, and I'll have a countdown posted so you can make sure you don't miss it. When I tell you that they have everything that they need to know the truth, that they have it. It would be more helpful, though, if more people come forward and give them the truth, because at one point next year, there's going to be quite a few people pressing charges, and I will probably be one of them. Okay? I can't believe I get to say this. I can't believe I feel so seen. I can't believe that I'm not the only survivor that can honestly say, I feel seen. If you are a survivor, if you are still a victim in this life, reach out to Dustin Faulkner and Beverly Gillen at battlefrontbroadcasting@outlook.com. Let me spell it for you slowly. You ready? Grab a pen. If you don't have a pen, text it in your phone. Be careful where you put it if you're still in the life. But if you need some help, BATTLEFRONT BROADCASTING Battlefront Broadcasting at Outlook, OUTLOOK.com. That is their email. Can't do any more than spell it out for you. It will be in the caption, so you can look at it yourself. I don't know if somebody can pin it as well. Can somebody write the comment with all of it? I'm gonna say it again. Truth Be Told with Dustin Faulkner and Beverly Gillen. If you just type in Truth Be Told on Rumble, you'll probably go to the wrong platform. You have to type it in that it is with Dustin Faulkner and Beverly Gillen. It will be at 7 p.m. CST this Friday, January 2nd, 2026. Their email is battlefrontbroadcasting@outlook.com. If you have any more tips for them to help them with their investigations, if you knew me and you want to just come forward and admit something, this is the time. The time is right now. If you hate me and you feel like you have something, this is the time. Give it to them. This is the time. Because if you don't, you're about to be grouped in the circle with these predators, and some of you, it's already too late. There's no reneging of what happened. You know who I'm talking to. Hi. There's no taking it back and deleting the information. It's too late. They already have it. We have it. And we have many copies of it. So if you deleted it, no worries. We saved it. I never watched any of that mess. Never will. But there's many angels that have sat and seen it since this, and there's been a whole year-long smear campaign. Okay? Evil, heavy, thick, with many people, and every single name involved, including usernames that people think that they're hiding behind, has been turned over. This last 5 years, if I talk to you and things didn't work out because of your evil ways, I kept every screenshot, every voice message, every phone call, especially if I was in a one-party law state. I have it. I'm sending it over. Every name that you guys seen us deal with. You know, we did what people think was a mainstream media interview with someone. And that man and his team, they felt like the information that we gave them wasn't enough. They refused to dig because they wanted the views and they wanted the trends. You guys know who I'm talking about. They use this as a shield. A very big attorney got involved. You guys know his name. Someone who calls themselves a reporter got involved, and they were using me as a shield while these three men were arguing with each other. They put me in the middle. Two men on my side, two of my brothers, popped up and said, hey, pick up your nuts, act like men, stop this. And then they just went quiet, and you guys heard nothing else from this person. Okay? If you have time on Friday, please grab your popcorn, because no one can stop what's coming. You need to watch this. You need to see it. You need to understand that even if you sat with us through all of this, you're probably like, hey, I want to know that this is true. You know, this is that moment that everybody's been waiting for. Whether you believe me or not, no matter where you've seen my face, this is that moment where licensed investigative journalists with the credentials that you can look up yourselves have done so much investigating. They're reading beyond reading with the information that they have and the people coming forward. They have looked at everything from every side. And they're not going to stop. We will be working with them and doing some things with them in this coming year. And I'm so excited because this should put everybody on notice. You had a chance to tell the truth. You had a chance to look into the truth. You had a chance to investigate the truth. You had a chance to do the right thing. But instead, a lot of people did what was right for them, but not was the right thing to do. They did what was trending. They did where they could get something at a gain for it. And that's what survivors didn't need. I told a lot of you survivors that have watched me, whether you watch me quietly or not, but I told a lot of you, we've been used as a stink bait, that there was not really that many people to trust, and there wasn't. I'm telling you right now, if you need help, if you want your story investigated too, if you are ready to come forward, this is the time. Battlefrontbroadcasting@outlook.com. You need to talk to Dustin Faulkner and Beverly Gillen. It is their job to find the truth, get down to the bottom of the truth, and they will, because they're doing it right now.
She is a beautiful, brave girl, isn't she?
Oh, she's gonna fucking throw it on the gauntlet like nobody's ever seen.
Yeah, I'll just put this channel on now because I think that's where it's going to be, is it? Truth be told, Faulkner and Beverly Gillen. When's that? Friday at 7 p.m.
Tonight.
It's 7 Central, so it's 8 Eastern.
It's gonna be 6.5 hours. In 6.5 hours, Stu.
Yeah, so it's 1 a.m. for me. Okay, just so I know. I just want to say quickly to Kate in the chat. You sent me those 2 emails, Kate. I did watch the first one when they were talking about all the documents, and the second one I skipped through. But I was trying to reply to you in that, but I couldn't because Ali was on my other screen.
So, oh man, these days. So, isn't it funny they're unloading it tonight? Mm-hmm. What would the significance be? Why is she having everybody come out now and saying, hey, good shit, come out now? I'm sure it has nothing to do with that, the bill that was signed on the 19th about trafficking victims getting their records expunged. Maybe a lot of them are coming out because of the things that they were forced to do. if you're forced to do something by coercion, you really can't blame the child, can you?
Right.
I mean, the child didn't choose to go there. The child didn't want to do any of this horrid shit. I mean, it's bad enough they have it on their conscience. I mean, just imagine that nightmare they're living in.
Yeah.
Also, so there was another story that came out yesterday that I will put in the chat if you could bring it up.
I've just seen you put a second link in the private chat.
Yeah, I did put a video in there, and that video, if you want to play it after this, it's the Chucky exorcism story.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're not gonna believe this story, right? So does everybody know who Jojo Silva is?
Jojo Silva? That name is so familiar.
Yeah. Well, Jojo changed her TikTok bio to say her full name Joelle Silva instead of her nickname Jojo. Meanwhile, I'm reading it. Meanwhile, in a Wednesday TikTok, the dancer teased plans for 2026 while lip syncing to her 2016 track Boomerang. Didn't Trump say, I wish people would use their real names? And guess how she got her start? She rose to fame as a child star on the reality show Dance Moms in 2015.
That's where I knew
I'm
her
gonna
name.
come back like a boomerang. Yeah. So Boomerang? Huh? I mean, this chick's a badass. I mean, she's against all the shit that we're against too. So yeah, there's that. And and then there's that video too, Stu. I put it in there.
Is that the Sean Ryan one?
Let me see. Hold on a second.
I've got two videos on the screen. Dougie Corrado, We've Been Lied To, hour one, and the Sean Ryan about Chucky.
Chucky.
Yeah, you want to play that?
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes long, but
yeah.
Man.
Okay.
Now that we're getting a better grasp at this witchcraft and everything, and how they're doing this,
yeah,
it's gonna be. This gets when they put all this stuff in the movies, right? Remember the movie? There are two movies in the 80s that were like, people call them cult classics, and starred Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
Escaped from LA and escaped from New York.
Yeah.
Huh. Snake Plissken, huh?
Yeah.
It's almost like those two cities, because I mean, there's no, I guess there's no, real coincidence that there's a canyon right off of Long Island named Babylon Canyon. Remember, that's where the whole tsunami and all these movies that's going to hit New York. That's Babylon Canyon. So, what the hell they got down there? I mean, why would you have Babylon Canyon and then goes right to New York, Long Island? I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask you about Sean Ryan, because he's. I remember you saying ages ago that you were going to go on there potentially, or he'd emailed you or something. It was quite an exciting time, but he had that guy on, didn't he? Who was the head of the security detail of Charlie Kirk's assassination, right? And
that Brian Harpole.
That bullet going in and then disintegrating down his spine and stuff. It was fucking nonsense, wasn't it? And everyone was at the time was going, "Hold up a minute, what's Sean Ryan doing here? Right, what's going on?" Then he had Hunter Biden on though, didn't he, for 5.5 hours? And there was so many breadcrumbs in there, and it was like, oh.
Well, I mean, even with Erica Kirk, it's like she released that book, right? That supposedly Charlie wrote, "Stop in the Name of God." Then why is "Stop in God" in gold? Why would you put "Stop God" in a separate color? Like it pops out.
Yeah.
I mean it. And then she brings out Nicki Minaj, or it was Cardi B, whichever. They're both the same.
Yeah.
They're from the same mold.
Although Nicki Minaj is, I think, probably part of the white hat side, because she was in there really, to that community, coming out strongly against the vaccine. And she was just recently came out talking about something else that's a truth or a statement. So it had to be Cardi B.
I'll tell you what, if people accept Cardi B in the truther community, I'm leaving.
No, not truther.
No, I mean, but I mean MAGA. I mean anything. I mean any kind.
No, what I'm trying to say is you've got a certain language that has to be spoken to and understood by other communities, right? To awaken them. So they're not going to listen to you and me. So they're going to listen to somebody.
Well, the thing is too, why would anybody listen to Cardi B? She's controlled by demons. She actually has
Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. I'm separating.
Yeah. No, but they're both come from the same mold, from the same. They both look the same. They're both cloned the same. Nobody knows where they came from. They just popped up on the screen. They're all industry plants. And this one, and they all have demons within them. So if they could transfer demonic entities from a demon to a Chucky doll, then who's to say that they didn't transfer all these demonic beings into all of these?
No, 100%.
And that's what they did. So remember, and people are like, oh, I'm Charlie. I don't care. We were wanting the fucking truth before Charlie Kirk was fucking even born.
Right.
So everybody's like, oh, I fight for Charlie. Fuck Charlie. This is all about us too. Everybody's putting him on a pedestal like he's fucking Christ. No. How much dirty shit was he doing? Why were they sleeping in separate beds? Why did he put his wedding ring on the morning of that he left the house and didn't kiss his wife goodbye?
I got to tell you, I'm not really sure that he's real either.
I don't think he was good either. I think they're
no, but I mean real. Who knows if they create these people for whatever their purpose in this movie is all about?
Because they always start something in a garage, or something like that, like Apple, like Microsoft found in a garage, Amazon garage, TPUSA garage. I mean, and then you get all this money, and then you're pretty much. Because remember, at first he was just talking about finances with kids, being fiscally responsible. And then all of a sudden now you have TP Faith, TP US, and then you start finding out that, military op, that military op post, that is definitely TP USA. Because everybody that's tied to TP USA also have members of their family in the higher up militaries, in the intelligence circles. You have Rob McCoy, you've got that, Andrew Colvey. He has 2 active military members of family, upper brass. I mean, the whole thing, the whole story is a fucking joke. And then they pop on, and they're like, this whole Cabot Phillips, like, oh, well, he was in, Nashville for all this time. And I'm like, look at something like, number one, there ain't no fucking way, because if he was in Nashville and it was September, well, when you look out the window, why were there all tropical plants outside? I mean, it's kind of odd, isn't it? Because then he shaves his beard off and then he pops on the 9th on some podcast, and he has a full beard again. Yeah, it's like this whole thing. I think because why did they buy a dream house and then they sold it a year later? They're living in a condo. They're probably not even, they weren't even his kids, I'll bet.
No, I would totally agree with you. Totally. I think it's all a fabrication.
Yep. All of it. To get into Trump's circle, they found a way to weasel him into Trump's circle and everything like that. And then he started going to conscience and started realizing that, all this money, because if everybody's following him and he finds out that his shit's corrupt too, Then he calls for this Doge on it with this Justin Strife. He brings in this new guy. So why does Erica Kirk bring him to the meeting with Candace Owens? And then you look at
really strange. Very.
I mean, we'll show that video, and then I have another video I can show too, and it's about that Baker Tilly, right? The accounting firm that does TPUSA.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's no coincidence, guys, that who played Tiffany Valentine, who voiced Tiffany Valentine in the Chucky movies? It was Jennifer Tilly. I'm sure that's just one big coincidence too.
All right, let's play this bit then. And if it's slow, I'll speed it up a little bit. But
it's like 10 minutes long, but it's good.
Sweet. Okay.
Themselves to things. Could they attach themselves to an antique, a chest, a chair, a gun, stuff like that?
Right. Yeah, they can. Objects. The technical term would be secondary causality. They would allow they use objects to bear their power, and not unlike blessed holy water, a blessed crucifix. When a crucifix or a rosary or scapular is blessed, it bears the blessing of Christ through his church. And so it's a sacramental. It carries the power of the church. I've had cases where we just can't quite figure it out. And I'll put 2 cups of holy water. No, this is off session. No, just doing catechesis. One's blessed holy water. One is not blessed. And tell me which one. Are these different? Every time. Yeah, this one's hotter. They can feel the difference because it carries that blessing of Christ to the church. So the demon works off that same. Again, the demon, everything he does is a complete counterfeit and mockery and reversal of an ape of what is true and good and pure, what we see in the sacramental system. In our case, the sacramental system of blessings, crucifixes. So the demon's going to do the opposite. They're going to use sage. They have all sorts of other objects that they use the agency of immaterial things, meaning like we use oil, salts, metals, that the church says, yes, this is a sacramental. And so the demons do that. So Chucky dolls, seen those.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't know. Yeah.
What do you mean you've seen them? Seen them where?
Well, I had three different cases that had Chucky dolls in some version of a Chucky doll involved.
What are the cases?
One of them was it was a single mom, and she just reported, and other people reported. So it's not just someone tells me, because who knows, but these are verified. But she was a single mom, and she went into the daughter. She was pretty heavily afflicted. She went into the daughter's bedroom, was cleaning up, and she would hear the Chucky doll. It was a little doll with the pull string, saying things off script like, "Why are you leaving me here alone? Come in here and get me."
Holy cow!
Yeah, that'll put a fear of God in you.
Yeah.
So,
what do you do with an object like that? I real quick. I mean, my head security guy, who we're both mutual friends with. I don't want to say his name on here, but we talk about this kind of stuff quite often. And he had brought up, you see all this stuff in here.
Yeah.
It's all from my previous life or guests of mine.
The epitome of cool.
It's all like historic stuff.
Yeah, it's historic
sentimental
stuff.
Ed Calderon gave me this statue of a Santa Muerta. Are you familiar with that? He gave me a Santa Muerta that he took out of a taxi that was smuggling drugs into the United States. It was a wax figure, cracked it in half, full of heroin. There's a whole trunk full of these things. So he gave me one without the heroin, of course, and like put it back together is a keepsake, for the studio. It's right up there. I put a rosary around it.
Yeah.
It's next to, that stuff up there. He says I need to get rid of that thing. It's actually slipped my mind since he told me that until we're just having this exact conversation. And what do you think?
I'm going to quote a famous rapper, MC Hammer. It's hammer time. I would get rid of it.
Really?
Yeah, because these things they carry the curse that came with them. They carry the curse. They also use statues of the Virgin Mary and smuggle drugs over. I had a church lady, saw this beautiful statue. Well, she wanted to rescue it from a pawn shop. Brings it home. She said, ever since I brought that into my home, it's just been strife and problems. And I said, well, I said, what does that have a big thing? And I could describe it. She's like, yeah. I said, yeah, that was probably used to smuggle drugs across the Mexican border. Get rid of it. So bless, burn, and bury. I put the formula in, and I'm not plugging books. I'm just telling you. I'll give you the formula. I'll cut and paste it for you. Destroy it, render it inoperable, pray a couple of prayers of that God would decommission the evil from it and smash it, break it up, and then sprinkle it into running water or bury it. I would put it into running water and let it flush away.
Okay.
We've seen everything from cursed rosaries. You know, there's satanic rosaries that are
Really?
out there. Yeah. They're coming from China, and Satanists are cursing them and shipping them to parishes. You know, give these out to the kids. They're the glow in the dark ones. Every Catholic kid had glow in the dark rosaries. You know, and so we had some come to a parish once, and they just showed up like, oh, this is great. They're samples of these rosaries, and church lady tried to. Then she realized there's satanic symbols on them, so she put them in her fireplace and tried to burn them, and it smoked her house out.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I'm the dirty jobs guy, you know. So like, oh, okay, let Dan get rid of it, you know. Now we've learned over the years, no, you get rid of it. Well, in this case, the pastor should have been with me, but or somebody has some object from grandpa, some garbage or whatever, they destroy it. We'll walk them through it. But this case, I destroyed it. So I take it out to a remote place, going to bless, burn, and bury, and throw it. And so I had it burning. And right when I started lighting it up, 4 dogs came out of the brushes and surrounded me. And this is before the Sean Ryan show. I didn't have my P365 Legion. I had something. It didn't matter what I had. It was sitting in my Jeep, and they surrounded me. I couldn't get to it between me and the fire. So I had a shovel, and I was like, all right, game on, 4-on-1. I guess this is it, you know. And then I started to rear back, and I was going to attack the most aggressive one. As soon as I reared back, this lady, black from head to toe, just comes walking out of the. I'm in the middle of nowhere. She walking out. The dogs. She doesn't say a word. She just watches me the whole time, and they just quietly get in behind her, and they just walk off. And those things burnt for. It took forever to burn.
Wow.
I had a cursed Barbie doll once. Lady came in. Their daughter was really afflicted, teenage girl, and she had an unhealthy relationship with an uncle or something. And he had given her this Barbie doll that she was really attached to. And you have to watch. This is the thing. It's the attachment. That's where the demon is. He's always in the attachment. You talk about fasting and breaking the attachment to meat once in a while. The attachment, a rock falls in your shoe, breaking the attachment to comfortable feet. You know, walking with that for a half hour or so, offering it up for your family, whatever. So breaking that attachment to this object. So that's how you know where the demon is. So the daughter was really attached to it, and she had chronic problems with her right leg. She couldn't figure it out, and the parents were like, "We know it's something wicked, but we can't figure it out." We said, "Okay, give us the Barbie doll." I said, "Okay." So she gives us the Barbie doll. Okay.
Why did they say give us the Barbie doll? Did they
knew that
observe her and see what she was most attached to?
They knew that the uncle had given her a Barbie doll that was a little creepy, and the uncle was a little creepy. And so we just said, "Okay, then get rid of it." We just said, "Tell me about the Barbie doll." "Oh, you can't have it." "Okay, then get rid of it." I mean, it's that blunt. There's no nice. It's like, "Oh, really? You're attached to it? Give it to me. We're going to get rid of it for you. I want to see it." So she brings it. They bring it, and it's covered with paintings and symbols. Barbie doll, dressed like, you know, kind of like occult clothing, and missing a right leg. And just young goes. So we take it to a remote place, and we dig a hole. And I'm looking around because, you know, I just don't need to be seen. I'm just trying to get rid of this thing and do the right thing for these people. Again, now that we've matured you guys learn stuff over time in combat too, and you learn how to kick doors in better than you did before. So it's the same thing. So we've learned. Now we would say, "No, Dad, you're in charge, Dad. You're the head of household. You burn it. You let this garbage in. You get rid of it." So anyway, we're burning it, and I look around, and there's nobody I'm in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden I start to light it, and I get the smell of just skunk and flesh. It's gross. And I look, and from me to there is a carcass of a rotting skunk. And I didn't see it. I didn't smell, didn't see it. And this was a skunk rotting. It was foul. So we light it up, just light up this Barbie doll, this big. And it burnt, I'm not kidding you, like 3 tractor tires, green and black.
Wow.
So you talk about, it carries, just like this carries the blessings of Christ in the church. Cursed objects work in the same way. So if you want, we can get rid of that.
Should we get rid of it here, or do I need to
We get rid of it.
take it to somebody else's property?
Yeah. Who's your biggest enemy? Give him a gift.
I got a lot of them.
Yeah. So yeah, we get rid of here, take it to the river and break it, dispose of it. I'll give you the formula to pray.
No matter where you're watching Sean Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like.
I'll tell you what, I think that geezer's seen some shit, and
Wow.
he's sitting there, he twitching about, screwing his hands up. Yeah.
There was that one chick that Sean Ryan had on that was possessed. When he started talking about Jesus Christ. She like all clammed up, like she's a heavyset woman. She's like all clammed up. I was like, what the holy fuck is going on with her?
Wow. So
Man.
let me ask you, we're talking about all like the spells and the witchcraft and all this terrible possession. Do you think that some of this has been destroyed because of all like what happened with the ley lines and things like that? Like, I mean, we don't know where else, like it was very big news, like in the White House, like what they were doing, but we don't know where else this has been going on. But is this, in your opinion, like can be taken down or destroyed with
Yeah.
that kind of the way you do it with the earth?
Because, if they have witches and all that, then we would have wizards, right? You'd have white wizards that could actually do this. I mean, if there's something that's bad, there's got to be the antithesis that there's something good.
Right.
So maybe they're just, the white hats. Maybe you think about white hat, black hat. Maybe it's actually magician shit too.
Yeah.
Sound like it, right?
I mean, how in the hell does this shit line up?
Well, obviously, you talk about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and people like that. Obviously, demonic possessed, had to do things they do to get in their positions of power. But these people are reversing; they're coming around, they're supporting Trump, and things like that. So, quite potentially, these demonic people could have been taken out and put in white actors in their place to play their role, right?
Whoa, hey! I never said that Cardi B was that they supported Trump at all. They don't. No,
but Nicki Minaj has come out, I believe, and said she does or something. So all we're saying is they may have.
The
thing is, tell the difference if I'm honest with you.
What's that?
I couldn't tell the difference if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, they're actually like, I mean, when I say that it's from the same mold, I mean it's like the same clone. I mean, it's literally they just put a couple. I mean, you look at all these actors and actresses that look similar.
Yeah,
they're all plants.
Freaky.
It is, and then you think about it, it's like, well, where they come from? It's like, well, they just poof out of nowhere. They came from overseas or something like that, so nobody even knows who they are. So it's like, well, who are they? Who are they?
Well, they always have a backstory that they create for them. They came from Iowa, all these ridiculous, their father was a farmer. I mean, they always create some kind of backstory, right? But clearly you could create anything.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there's this whole sex cult. And, I mean, it is just so, like, beyond evil. I mean, and I don't know, man. It got me thinking back to a video we watched not a long time ago, but when they were talking about it was Ian Carroll, and they were talking about all the planes, the Egyptian planes, all that, who they're leased to, right? Well, the chick's last name was Mercer, and she got married. But then the Mercer company, that's all one of the livery companies over in the UK, which are massive. Those are the ones. That Mercer's company, that's a biggie over there. That's like the #1 livery company. And they were all about spices. But the thing is that their shield has a woman on it with a crown. And it says, "Glory to God." It's like, whoa, wait a second. This is that fucking mother goddess worship shit. It's just like the Virgin Mary statues, right? That's all idolatrous too. That's all sacrilegious. It's mother goddess worship. It's worshiping Isis. All the same. I mean, then I did see somebody in the chat mention Plum Island. Well, who had a Plum Island patch on his bomber jacket in a photo? Hunter Biden. Huh. Odd. And it had 322 on it too.
Huh.
On the patch, on the Plum Island patch. Odd. Let's see.
That place was supposedly extremely awful. Like awful.
That's where Unit 731 ended up. From Japan after World War II. Everybody talks about, the Nazis. No. The Japanese were way worse. way worse.
They were.
They were the biological weapon.
They were just evil for the sake of being evil. I remember in the 80s, I read an article, just like, you know what I mean? You're saying this. I would have never thought of it. I was sitting in my chiropractor's office. And I was reading an article about a gentleman who was one of these Japanese soldiers. And he was describing, I don't even want to say some of the things they did.
Oh, it's bad.
Disgusting to women. And he said the only way he could describe who he was and what he did was pure evil. It was like being possessed by pure evil.
And they all got to walk because they gave the U.S. all their documents. That's the part of paperclip they don't want to talk about.
Right.
Or another part of paperclip they don't want to talk about. They didn't come over here to build missiles, guys.
Yeah. Oh, we got all the talent. Like, you ever hear when you talk to a normie? No, it was because we had to take all these really talented people and we got them in the, really? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Rocket
yes.
scientist,
No,
was it?
No. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So you got to hear me out on this one. So after watching the video about Tartaria and everything, why they brought them over initially, right? It wasn't to build weapons. They were brought over here because the same scientists were the ones that were doing all the electrical measurements of all the buildings in Berlin and everywhere like that carried all these resonances, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thing is, a lot of these buildings hold their own voltage. That's how they could stay lit, right? So they were doing tests on all these, right? They were doing measurements and everything. Werner von Braun, they brought him in. He was told to do the state capital, the U.S. Capitol first. Measure the dome, measure the height. The height from floor to the top of the dome is 88 feet. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, wait a second. So now we think about the bombing of, Dresden, right? So why did they bomb Dresden? Because it held all these buildings that had all these electrical things, right? That held these charges, right? Because all these buildings were not built in the late 1800s, 1900s, right? They were all built pre us, right?
Founded.
Yes, founded. So now, with all this coming about, I find it very odd that Kennedy, one of his last things he wanted done is he wanted all of those files declassified, right? And then it was like 10 days before he got shot, right? So then he gets shot and everything gets lost, right? Or does it?
Allegedly.
Because here's the thing. They were studying all the electrical, all the electrical abnormalities or anomalies and everything like that of all these buildings and what they actually were here for. Well, they know, but it's all like highly classified. But they hired a specific university to do the do the measuring and all that. Kenny wanted it done. It was MIT. Guess who the head of the electrical engineering department was at MIT at the time? It was a Mr. John Trump. Isn't that just a fucking fancy?
Yeah.
So when Trump talks about these world fairs, what if they're going to unload, not just that, but unload all of the
Free
everything
energy.
having to do with all the free energy with all these buildings?
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I was watching, wish I could remember where, like, everything gets so confused, but I was watching a show about, that bombing of Dresden. And they don't teach you, they don't talk about it. Now, forget about what we're talking about from a conspiratorial fact standpoint. Yeah. The fact of the matter is and I don't remember the numbers, there were more people killed there, okay, than like all these other statistics they talk about. It was men, women, children. They annihilated it. And of course they had a strategic reason, what, not that not that any of it made sense, but the point is, why would they do that? They claimed it was right. No, I'm saying they claimed it was like, part of the strategy of the war and to go after Germany and all this other nonsense. But however, they don't talk about any, when they build the narrative about how, the Jews were gone after, then they bring up this whole idea of Dresden, and you see the numbers, and it was mostly a non-Jewish area, right? And the comparison, and they just forget about all those deaths. But this brings a whole other layer to why that happened.
Well, that's where they sent their best and brightest. They said that Dresden was a complete safe zone. So they sent everybody that had intellectual, all the thinkers, all the art, everything like that was all pro-Germany, that was anti-Weimar Republic. They sent to Dresden in order to get annihilated.
Yep. And it's so funny how architecturally, right? Just look at how the architecture has gone to straight lines and square, and they've gotten rid of anything having to do with domes, right? And then if you go back in history, whatever, I don't even know how to describe it anymore, right? Because what timeline are we
Back
really?
to the lie.
Everything was domed and everything was right.
Yep. And going back to that one article I was talking about Tartaria, that the lady was talking about it. So how she described it. I mean, guys, this fucking shit is so... They've been doing this the whole time. They're using airships, though. We have the book. Lady of Moscow described War of 1812 as in Russia. Because remember, that's when Napoleon went. But Napoleon got his ass fucking smoked. Why? There's something big in Russia. You can't take down the 13th Earth chakra. Sergei Prasad. MS-13. It's Moscow Sergei Prasad 13. 13th Earth chakra. There's 12 Earth chakras that have to be healed first. The first one is Mount Shasta. Second one, Lake Titicaca. The third one is, I think, there's one in Glastonbury, Shaftesbury, Uluru Rock. There's a couple more. But yeah, so the 13th one opens up when the other 12 are healthy. So what are they doing? They're cleaning up the ley lines that have all this black magic shit tied to it. So they have to go on a witch hunt to tear down all of these that are interrupting the ley line, the natural flow of energy on the land. Because once you have those ley lines busted, that's what happens. You're literally snapping the grid.
Yeah. So
like there's a massive grid that's already built in, that's those ley lines. So once those are healed, 13th Earth chakra opens up. Moscow, Sergei Prasad. That's why Russia. They want to all attack Russia, and everybody wants to, nuke Russia because, the Russia Undesirables Act that Putin put in twice, put in one in 2012 and one in 2015, banning all these NGOs and foundations from coming to work in Russia because he knows how much they fucking do in their propaganda shit. It's the same thing they did in Ukraine, same thing they did everywhere. They go in these NGOs and all these foundations, and they just pull off all these cover revolutions.
Yeah.
With our money. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? But she described the war that there was a bright light as bright as 1,000 suns. Right? And then she covered her eyes, but the light burned through her hands. Then there was a wind. Then there was fire. Right? It's the same as what happened at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's all non-nuclear. It's all fire and fury. It's firebombing. They're not nuclear or anything like that. No. Remember, there's a guy that lived through both of them. He went through the first one on the 6th, and then he went to work on the 8th, and he got hit by the second one. And he lived.
So here's the thing with those bombings. I mean, we've heard that there's debate, right, over whether there really are nuclear weapons at all, and that it's just been used as scare tactics and control and all of that, right? So what if that really doesn't exist?
It doesn't.
Exactly. And when they show these pictures, right, they've already shown how they could show, like, I forgot what they used to make it look. Is it, the mushroom cloud and all that stuff?
Yeah.
It's fabricated. It's right. It's like, so what are you saying then actually was going on over there, let's say in Japan?
Oh, it was all firebombing.
Just firebombing.
Like if you had a hydrogen blast, I mean, it would have leveled everything. There's still buildings standing.
Right.
If you look at those ruins right from that, and you look at any of them from the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, it's all the same. If you look at any of them, every single one of them look the same. But they're like, oh, a great fire ripped through. The Great Fire of London. What was that in 1555 or 1666, something like that? It's, you look at all these great fires. They're not great fires. It's fire fury. It's a reset. That's what they do. They're going after all the old.
It's funny, isn't it? All those videos, those made-up videos, they show you of a nuclear blast and then buildings lying away, and funnily the camera never ever moves.
Never moves. Yeah.
Never moves.
Never moves. It's all, and then they show a car. They show the building, and then they show a car behind the building, like a model car. It's like,
Yeah.
It's interesting too. They had pictures, right? Who knows what these pictures were really from, but do you remember the famous pictures of the children in those areas, like with the skin coming off and all that,
Yeah.
right? If they had really been, they said, oh, it's radiation and all this nonsense, but if they had really been that close, they would have been dead if that was true. So that is more likened to, like you said, like a fire wound or burn. I mean, if in fact those pictures were real, right? You know what I'm trying to say? Or those were just not awful, horrible pictures of children, having some other, infliction of that.
I mean, it's like napalm times 2,000. Right. I mean, that shit, I mean, because if it's all fire and fury and people are living through it, and then you look at, once that happened, and then they kept their nose in their own shit, and you look at Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Tokyo, and all that now, and how much they're booming, and then you look over here in Detroit, Chicago, it's like, what are we doing here? Right. I mean, it's just, but the weaponry that they had back then, it's like the Greek fire and all that. I mean, can you imagine how many buildings truly were here the whole time? Yeah. If they would have just left them the fuck alone?
Yeah.
I mean, all these wars on how many they destroyed. I mean, the number is insane. And it just, no. It just like the railroads. The railroads were all dug up. They were already here. I mean, that's beyond common knowledge right there. Where do they get all the fucking railroad ties? Where do they come up with the whole rail system? The Tartarian locomotives ran on water.
Wow.
I mean, they used everything naturally because everything worked. I mean, everything was in a flawless system. But then you start thinking about, and once again, a video came up and it was about frequency modulation, but it was by the U.S. Army back in 46, and I'm like, wait a second. Then they start talking about waves, and then you start thinking about, wait a second. Because a proper wave function is this, and then you have, go from that, and then you have analog, digital. Digitals are all square waves. So, I mean, that's how they're manipulating us, too. Our mind waves. They're breaking free. And then you look at, with the radio waves and everything like that, well, why did George Soros buy 200 radio stations? What if these radio towers, these cell towers are keeping us all locked in here too. You know, I mean, a lot of things, but it's just very, very odd. You know. Then you got what's it? So remember we talked about that Switzerland fire? That well, there was a Switzerland fire on New Year's Eve and all that, and the name of it was Le Constellation. 47 people died, right? There was a up-and-coming golfer. There was a soccer player that was seriously burned and all that. But let's not find it funny that the ball they dropped in New York City was the Constellation ball this year. I'm sure that's just a coincidence, too. Then Trump comes out today and tells Iran that he's locked and loaded if any protesters get killed, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the funny thing about Iran, too. Guess who the protesters are all going after? All the Mossad agents. Isn't that funny? Chasing them out and everything like that, exposing them. So that's why Trump's like, oh, no, you're not going to do that. But you think about it, and locked and who is loaded is in the drops. So you think about it, he did that today, January 2nd. You got the Wolf Moon tomorrow. You've got the planetary alignment this year, or this month. You've got, let me see what else there is. Oh, and back that whole, the light as bright as 1,000 suns, huh?
Mm.
Wouldn't it be better just say as 1,000 points of light? And just end it? I mean, that's all it is. I mean, that's why, people think that, Jimmy Carter was such a great guy. It's like, guys, we have a video today. Well, it'll be either tonight or tomorrow or something like that. It was something out of Eric Kirk and I even pulled Dean in. It was at the last part, and he's talking about how he admired Jimmy Carter, and I paused the screen. I'm like,
wait, who said that?
This one guy, that it was his podcast.
Okay.
And he was talking about how Jimmy Carter didn't get all rich and all that after he left the presidency and all that. I'm like, if you think Jimmy Carter was he was evil personified, like beyond evil. I mean, people think that, he's a peanut farmer. No, the 1,000 Points of Light Foundation actually recognized him. This whole Habitat for Humanity, it's all run by the 1,000 Points of Light Foundation.
Now, we were all watching Jimmy Carter be rolled out.
Yeah.
Weren't we? Like that. And that was just, it just did not make sense that anyone would do that.
And I had the picture printed up here from Rosalind Carter's funeral.
Yeah.
And isn't it funny that everybody in the whole audience, they're like all smiling for the camera, smile for the camera. But the thing is, when you look at Melania and her lap, she has a big gold P on her lap. She's the only one that does. Why? P equals C. It's like, well, P equals Carter. And then she's at the Rosalind Carter funeral. And then Jimmy Carter is in hospice for fucking 3 decades, I guess. I mean, we go to hospice. It's like, hey, man, you're on your last leg. He's like, and he voted. He voted for Kamala Harris.
Hey, let me ask you, because I don't know that much about Jimmy Carter, except because I never really took deep dives into that. And all I know is that, like, normie talk, he's just was like the worst president for our country. Like, just there was nothing he did that really amounted to anything that helped us. Okay, so that's very surface. But beyond that, what can you talk more too about who he was, where he came from, how he ended up, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because he out of any of the modern day presidents, he has like this very low profile. You know what I'm saying? Like this pacifistic, low profile way about him. So can you talk more about that? He's like the president I know really the least about.
Well, you know how they were saying about why is Obama going to countries before, Trump and all that? Well, who was doing that the whole entire time too when he was able? It was Carter. Carter was running to all these different countries because everybody's like, oh, Habitat for Humanity. He got bit by a swamp rabbit. A swamp rabbit. Thing is, though, his wife, Rosalind Carter, was a very high up witch.
Okay. See, I didn't know any of this.
Very high up
really
witch.
Important.
And because, I mean, what they do is they have the Vril, right, Stu?
Yeah.
With the whole proboscis and all. It's like
The proboscis that goes in through the eye.
Yeah. And I got a video too for you about Gavin Newsom. When he was the mayor of San Francisco, and they start asking all these questions, they're like, hey, where have you been for the past month? And he's like, oh man, I've been on the streets. And they're like, well, we contacted your office and they said your schedule is clear. So no, man, I was out there. I'm like, wait a second. What do you mean, where were you for a month? Because by all of our calculations, it takes exactly 30 days for the Vril to actually take over your consciousness.
Okay.
And there's two people that are the head of that. It's Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King. The picture with Tom Hanks, and he's holding up the I can't speak and the pizza clock, the black eye. Yeah. They watch them for 30 days because they start spasming and everything like that. And then they're there to make sure that the transition goes over smoothly.
So essentially what happens is it goes in through the optic nerve, right? That's kind of where it goes through into the brain, I guess. And then it takes over the consciousness. So the host or the person is essentially killed, right? They're essentially dead.
Yeah. What it does is it wraps on your optic nerve.
Yeah.
And it goes towards your pineal gland because it tastes like butterscotch.
The pineal gland.
Yes.
Okay.
So it goes to your pineal gland and it kills your consciousness.
Okay.
It actually overtakes it. It seizes it.
And I heard somewhere, maybe it was Gene Decode or someone said that, or somewhere, I don't want to misquote, that the Vril takeover doesn't last that long. Does it only have a window of time that it's actually able to live in the host?
I think it's like a couple years, but the thing is that they can also be spread sexually.
What do you mean?
They can also be, if you want to infiltrate, if you're looking for another host, you could actually do it sexually.
But then what happens to the original host? Like, let's say it's Gavin Newsom. Just we'll use him as the example.
Well, they don't.
Do they clone the person then so that it can?
They do it through like a ritual.
Okay.
Like that one will go into that one, and then they'll like make a clone for the other one, and then have that one programmed because they always want to keep these lizards going.
Okay.
That's why they love this blood ritual, sex magic. It's all about passing on all this demonic shit. I mean,
yeah.
Beautiful, isn't it? I mean, yeah, just arrest Hillary and Obama and everything will be clear.
If we believe, right, which I think most of us do, that the white hats are in control, they have everything, they've done all this, then potentially what we're seeing are controlled actors, whatever you want to call it, for these people, and that the evil host or whatever you want to call it might have been taken care of. However, let's go pre the takeover, the white hat takeover, and then you had these people. So are you saying that like someone like Jimmy Carter was drilled or was just under the control because his wife was
Drilled.
like, okay.
They
So
were
he's
drilled.
gone. Like he's gone, like God knows when, 1970 something.
Yeah.
And now, right? Because
That's how they the presidents. That's what they do. That's why they go to Camp David.
yeah, I thought that was that's also a cloning facility, wasn't it?
Yep. And the thing is, that's why every year you see all these presidents go to Camp David, and they even mention about Trump going to Camp David. Isn't it funny? It's exactly a year. It's like, so where's the real Trump? So it's like, I mean, you have to. I mean, literally. I mean, you look at JFK and Trump, and how many like true correlations there are. You know, you got a vice president that don't like you. I mean, even though people are like, oh, J.D. Vance's great, it's like the guy fucks couches. He wrote in his book.
He did. I didn't read
Yeah.
his book.
Oh yeah, his hillbilly elegy. Yeah, he fucked a couch.
But do
And the
we
thing
really think that's him? I mean, it might have been who he was, but are they really going to have him near at this point in term 3? They're going to have an asshole like that as vice president?
Oh yeah, you gotta have somebody go down with the ship. Who swore on the Bible during the inauguration?
Yeah, but I'm saying maybe he's just a clone or he's being played.
No, he's this whole thing. What they're trying to push is that's why this whole thing isn't about Trump, Trump 2028, or this whole thing is about Vance Kirk 2028. That's what they're trying to push.
Because Trump didn't have his Bible, did he? Hands on the Bible in 24, did he? He had his hand down by his side, wouldn't do it.
Yep. You can't swear into a corporation. That's actually dissolved.
Right.
Yeah.
So when he said he's the last president, well, he's not a president anymore.
Right.
Really, that's simple. I mean,
Well,
you know,
what would be the leader of the republic? Is it a commander in chief? I mean, he spent a lot of time saying how he was the commander in chief. He's the commander in chief.
yeah. I mean, well, because you have 2 titles. You have the commander in chief, and that encompasses all the military. Now, if military is the only way, if we go full military, then instead of if we go to Insurrection Act, yeah, he's a president, but he's also the commander in chief of the operational forces within the United States.
Yes.
So whether people like it or not, it's in the Constitution.
Yeah. Trump always references that that graph he was talking about, where it's got that arrow to April. I think it's April the 1st,
Yeah.
isn't it? And that's when he got shot in the ear at Butler. He was talking about that, or did he?
Yep.
He was talking about that then, but he always references that point, April the 1st.
April Fools.
Yeah.
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 And what else was there with him?
Right, just quickly go back to Iran a sec, right? Because
Yeah.
Flynn commented on this the other day, right? This is going to be a tough time for the people of Iran. Sacrifice will be necessary to secure freedom. Those who sacrifice now will be remembered forever as those who stood on the ramparts of freedom for all humanity. And then Trump obviously did this tweet. If Iran shots and violently kills peaceful protesters, so obviously he's missed an O out there.
Yep.
Go to the Q drop, which is that's only one drop with a missing O. Right? Enough is enough. Obviously, military comms there. Good hunting. But you've also got a G in kill brackets there. So that potentially is a go sign, isn't it?
And when was go pronounced? Zulu 0000.
Yeah.
Because when does time run out? December 31st at 11:59:59. That's it. Now you have done in 30, exactly 30. Boom. From here to from 1/1 to 1/30, 30 days. And then you have the 1 day to buffer because it's 31 days. Because the first day, so you count the second because of the holiday. Not even for the holiday, because you just count it. It's like when we moved over New Year's Day, the second, then you have done in 31 days in January. Mm-hmm. Remember, the last day that they have for the clean CR is the 30th. That's it. Then you go to 131. That's funny. Go to drop 131. NASDAQ e-briefing, 3:02 a.m. Please stand by. Then you look at the National Sec e-briefing. Well, this one, it could be an economic emergency, could be economic, could be anything. Then the next day, 2-1. Then you go to 2-1. And because there was a drop, God, what number was it? It was 1933. Because, of course, he said 1933 a lot.
Suicide weekend.
Yep, suicide weekend, hands up, 30. 28 impossible coincidence, we are in control, big week ahead. So you have 30, which from 1-1 to 130, boom, done. Then you have 28 days in February, right?
Yeah.
And then what comes next? March Madness.
Oh, yes, please.
Let me see that real quick. Neat. Let me see something real quick. Let's see.
Getting back, not to digress, but I was just thinking, getting back to Melania and her gold and her silver dress and hi-ho silver. If you looked, her hair was also extremely goldenly streaked.
They played the theme from Lone Ranger, the High Silver Away. Nothing to see there.
It doesn't get more blatant than that, does it really?
I mean, obviously people still need a hand. I mean, not people that, are actually trying or anything like that, but people that are completely oblivious to it. I mean, how can you be oblivious to any of this? I mean,
it's if you're under a you got I used to just think, I was telling Stu the other day on one of our shows, I used to just think these people are fucking idiots, but now we're realizing just how spelled they are. You know what I'm trying to say? And we obviously came in immune to the spells. I mean, yes, we all got fooled, maybe, younger, or we didn't see it clearly, but as soon as we started seeing things that didn't make sense to us, many of us at young ages, we couldn't go backwards. So these people are still spelled.
Oh yeah.
And then combine that they're kept there, with the food and the lack of nutrition and all the other things that they use, sports, to keep them.
If they won't turn the television off, they're going to stay there.
That's what they wanted. That was their play all along.
Yeah.
To completely, because they knew the Americans actually had the will to actually create. That we're the creators, not the consumers. Now we need to change that. Instead of being consumers, we could be creators.
Yeah.
Completely flip the script on them. Be nice.
It's coming. Slowly but surely.
Let's see that. Let's see. Oh, and there's something up with this whole George Clooney guy. So I want to know who he's tied to. He's got to be tied to the high up in Malta.
Who, Clooney?
Hasn't he him and his wife just become citizens of France?
Yeah, and where's the problem we have in the world? France.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the Freemasonic lodges and all that and all the evil shit they're doing. I mean, France is the original Gaul.
Yeah.
The Gallo-Roman, the Druids, the pagans, the Wiccans, the bastards, the witches.
So what is your thought on Clooney? Do you think he's he's an actor, literally playing an acting role at this point?
Oh, no, I mean, he's that guy, when they get him, because there's a lot of people that they didn't get him, obviously.
I don't know. It just seems so absurd. You know what I mean? Like, how absurd can it be? Like, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's funny because does anybody actually see them out in public?
No, that's my point. Like,
That's
it's
the thing,
just
I mean,
all these, I don't know. Maybe I'm just to the other extreme. I feel like my view is that it's all controlled, and anybody who did really horrifically horrible things like adrenochrome or, hurting children are already gone, and there's an actor in their place or whatever. But some of these people, I think, will never yet know if they were always bad or they were really volunteered, let's say, to be a bad person, to play it out and show. I don't think we're going to know that. You know what I mean? Like, it's those things.
I mean, I just think these people, they're grasping at straws now. That's what they're doing, because they don't have, they don't have their coven that they can run back to. Because now you have Clooney bitching to CBS about how they're dragging their network down. So then you have Barry Weiss coming out and inviting George Clooney to the CBS newsroom to give him a full tour. I'm like,
I mean, seriously, I just don't see like how anybody can think that that's really happening organically and it's not a big plan. Just so absurd.
well, the thing is too, is that where was everybody on New Year's? If they're all partying out in St. Bart's, who said anybody came back?
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Because,
And isn't his wife supposedly connected in some way, shape, or form to Uma Abedin? And right? Remember that whole thing? Amal.
Follow the wives.
What's that?
Follow the wives.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I mean, let's have a little recap of the timeline. Trump got in, you think? They did this operation to take out these 13 bloodline families. Yeah? Cut the head off the snake.
Mm-hmm.
That allowed Trump to do his world capitulation tour. We've got the goods on all of you. I took people on the boards, and in all that time, they started pulling people out. I don't think for 1 minute they've pulled everyone out and put an actor in their place. They had to pick people out from key roles and crucial positions, and all the rest they followed, tracked, sting operations.
Yeah.
And they've been picking them off ever since. RDS, make the deal, motherfucker, or you're going to die.
Yeah, but I think some of these people, they're just, I mean, we look at these people, right? Like Clooney them. I mean, these are probably the low-hanging fruit of everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about the big ones, you got to get the ones that we don't know about.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of them that we haven't even touched on, that we've never even heard of.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part.
But that's their point, isn't it? Because they never show their faces. They always get other people to do their dirty work.
Proxies.
Eh?
Yeah.
Proxies. Yeah.
Yep. No family contact, no ties to family.
Mm-hmm.
Easily get rid of them.
Yeah.
Easily bribed.
So very funny. Carol Maureen just put in the chat, MSN said that Melania Trump's New Year's Eve outfit was just one of the fashion disasters from the Mar-a-Lago party. And what I think is so interesting / brilliant about that is that if we're controlling the media at this point, they want these normies to look at her outfit. Right? People who aren't following Trump and everything, look at her outfit. Maybe you'll look at it. You'll see it's silver. I don't know.
And then I find it funny that she wore green when she did the checkmate with Mohammed bin Salman, the whole picture thing. And then now she's wearing silver. So it's like out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah. Out with the fiat, in with the right. Absolutely. Wow.
Yes. And then, I put an article in there from New York Post because it's about, their party on New Year's Eve. But they show a picture at the bottom. It says several yachts were seen. It's like, is that what we're calling several now? I mean, it's. And then you have the Pelicans.
Yeah.
And guess what who St. Bart's is named after? Bartholomew Columbus. Have you heard of him? That's Christopher Columbus's brother.
Really?
Yes. And there's also something very, very fishy about this place. Put this in here in the chat.
So, Jason, was
Yes.
Christopher working for, with Spain and his brother with France? I mean, was it always a French-owned island? Or just St. Bart's?
Christopher Columbus was a Jew.
No. But he was
Yeah.
supposedly sponsored by, Queen Isabella of Spain on this expedition, supposedly, right? Back in the
Yeah, to fucking get the Jews out of fucking Spain. That was the expulsion of 1492, and then 1493, the Spanish Golden Age began.
But
That's what
what
they
about
were
his
doing.
brother is what I'm saying. Are we saying he was affiliated with France only because you said
He was
that?
he was the cartographer. He was the map maker.
Okay.
So him and his brother, because
Oh my-
if they're both Jews, they're both expelled at the same time. So
you guys, who did Dina just put that in the chat?
Yeah.
What?
else
Oh,
Pelicans do?
okay. You can't now. Like, seriously.
Explain that to me.
I think Miscavige might be the whore of Babylon.
So you know that the myth of the Pelicans.
No,
Stu?
you don't. That's what I'm
So,
asking.
Okay, so Pelicans.
I thought that was a stork.
I thought it was a stork too. Is there a relationship between the pelican and the stork? That's what I'm throwing out there.
You have Pelican witchcraft. It's not a stork because it has webbed feet. Storks don't have webbed feet. They have
Okay.
Yeah.
So
crop
that's
toes.
confusing. Yeah, I got confused too when I read.
But then, isn't it funny that Project Pelican? That's when the UK and the US thought that they were going to go ahead and blow up the Wounded Warrior games in Orlando.
Is that what it was called? Project Pelican?
Yeah. They launched it from the HMS Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Because they took it to Port Canaveral, because that's where they have all the rocket tests and everything, for the Trident II D5 rocket. And they've had 1,500 launches. And for the problem, 1,500 first, it decided to curl back and go back towards Orlando, Florida. Funny thing about that one is, it wasn't the Wounded Warrior games. It was the Invictus games. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The same one that Barry and Mike, they called the Queen in on, and Harry, and they both, you guys haven't seen that?
No,
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
And in the beginning, it's tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. And then you have the Queen Lizard and Harry sitting there, and then pulls up the phone, and it's like, yo, you're going down, boom, boom, and you hear boom, boom. And then Harry's like, boom. Even the Queen goes, boom. So he's like, so wait a second. And then you look at the Invictus games, right? It's I, and it's how it's in a pyramid. It's I am. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? It's like they're using like everybody that was wounded and everything like that and all this in these games, these Victus games, and they just want to wipe them all out. It's almost as if they're a burden to the healthcare system. But yeah, that was Obama. You had Obama, Cameron, Who was a part of it? Theresa May. I mean, there's some deep shit, and that's the thing. I mean, you look at this stuff that we find, it's like, what the?
Yeah.
It's like,
It's so scary. Well, I was telling Stu I was watching Kingsman last night because George had never seen it and I was in the mood for like action, but it's so the comms in that movie are so crazy. It's likened to the whole like New World Order and what their plan was to get rid of everyone, and so many comms. It's a really interesting movie to watch.
I think any movie now would take me about 17 hours to watch, with me stopping it and writing things down and rewinding it, which is why I don't really do it these days.
But it is fascinating when you think about the fact that the infiltration was happening and the comms that they were putting into, you have like the programming that was done by the bad guys, but then you have also the good guys that were putting other things in movies to show us. And
when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, and we were never looking for those things before. We were just watching a fucking film, weren't we?
All the technology that they were telling us, you're just like, oh yeah, it's really creative. Somebody wrote this.
It's all there, Elisa, isn't it?
It is.
How much we've missed. I mean, even, we are going to be staggered, I believe, when we go back. How much you're going to tell us or not, what we did miss. You have more than you know in the Q drops. How much is there that we haven't seen?
I know.
Sometimes it takes a different set of eyes, doesn't it? But yeah.
I mean, we feel like we're awake, but we're waking up more each day. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's a process. It's not just an end destination. We just keep waking up to so much more.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask Jason if this Allie Carter video, well, whatever, the one she wants us to watch, is on tonight at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Is that happen in the midst of your Friday night fuckery? Are you going to be showing that, watching that? I don't know if he stepped away for a minute.
Yeah, he stepped away for a minute. Do you think Valhalla is witness protection?
I personally do, and I'm only going by who has said that.
And who said that? What, Cash?
Cash.
Yeah.
Why would he? I don't know. So, I do. I mean, unless there's something we're just not seeing about what it is, but. Oh, she said, they said yes to me. So maybe we'll tune in tonight and watch that together. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'll have to go to bed for a bit.
You're going to have to go to sleep, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, after looking at this whole St. Bart's place, I'm finding it very odd that, and I put in the drops, but if you go down to the landmarks and architecture, right? It says the island's colonial history under Spanish, Swedish, British, French, now French territory, right? But the thing is that it's all Gustavia, right? So the problem I'm having with this is that this ties back to fucking Erica Kirk. Because remember, her grandpa, Carl Kenneth Frens V, was knighted by one of the king, I think King Gustav the 16th or something like that, or I forgot what number it was. But yeah, so the oldest colonial structure in the town is stated to be the bell tower, now without a bell, built in 1799 as part of a church destroyed in the past. Now a large clock is installed in place of a bell. So is that what they did? They switched out the bells with the clocks, and that's how they manage us? I mean, that sounds a little odd.
Yeah.
And they have an Anglican church there. Fucking shit. Gustavia Lighthouse, Fort Gustav. But festivals and holidays. Let's see if anybody hears anything off about this, right? A French carnival in February or March held for 2 weeks before Ash Wednesday and concluding with Ash Wednesday. On Ash Wednesday, remember, it's a Catholic holiday, right? A black and white parade held at Shell Beach is the occasion of a nocturnal burning of the image of Vavel, the Carnival King. So,
Vavel?
yeah. Vavel, the Carnival King, right? So
that's typically Mardi Gras, right? As we know it in Louisiana.
Well, they don't burn an effigy, though.
No, but I'm saying that celebration is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, if they have a sacrifice, then it counts. That's why when you start looking at the Wicker Man is all Druid and Wiccan, right? So if you have the Wicker Man where they burn the Wicker Man, then you have Burning Man where they burn the Burning Man. And now you have, in Catholicism, you have Ash Wednesday, the burning of the image of Vavel, the Carnival King. What is any difference in any of these religions that they're doing this shit? It's all this Kernunos. It's all this ancient. It's gods that we don't even know about that they're worshiping. Like, there's so many like these sub gods that they have that they keep on bringing out, and Dionysus, Baal, Moloch. And the thing is, the Jews are the ones that screwed over. That's why Chicago, I think, is a hotbed of evil in the Midwest. Because when they went there in 1933 and they did that Feast of Moloch ritual, right, where they actually had a sacrifice at Soldier Field, kind of problematic. Because after that, everything went to shit in Chicago. And it's like these places, they go and they perform this witchcraft, right? It's all because we look at it and we're like, oh, there's a higher power in all this and Christ. It's like, yes, it's called waking the fuck up and realize what's around you, that they're manipulating you. You have the power to manipulate everything.
Well, what was the year in New York City that at Madison Square Garden where they did that whole Nazi?
Yeah, 1933 as well.
33.
But the one they had at Soldier Field, you got to check it out. It's on YouTube. It
really?
It's fucking diabolical. It's you want to talk about cursing a whole city? I mean, they had the whole Moloch statue, had it open. They put the baby in.
Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know about you guys, and I know because it's evil, but you know how like I can sort of go down a lot of rabbit holes and keep like detachment. I could watch it and have, but when you go down those rabbit holes with that occult, you need to have protection around you because that stuff is really, really evil.
Well, look at Ghostbusters 2, where they had all that pink slime in the sewers that was turning everyone nuts.
Like, you feel it. You could actually feel when you watch this kind of stuff. It doesn't feel right. Like, what I mean? We could read about a lot of things or watch things, and but when I go down those kind of occult, it's a very scary feeling.
Hold up. Now that you mentioned, Stu, that movie is a lot fucked up, right?
Yes.
Because you had the painting, the Carpathian, right?
Yeah.
Remember, he was the one possessing Sigourney Weaver, and then the child. So literally, you have Semiramis and Tammuz. I mean, it's literally, they're putting this shit in the movies. I mean, of course they are. I mean, but if all these movies are true, then, and what do they tell you? don't believe everything you see in the movies. Don't believe everything you see on TV. Well, not on TV, but the movies, it's all hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Dirty, dirty, dirty. Yeah, and then they have now, how about this? Abolition of Slavery Day on May 27th and October 9th. Did anybody tell them that, you know, if you have a slavery abolition day, one day? I mean, they even gave this Victor Schulker Day on July 21st, honoring him, a French parliamentarian, for his noble humanitarian act of abolishing slavery in the French territory on April 27th, 1848. So, how many times can you abolish slavery in a country? So you have that guy abolishing on April 27th, 1848. Then you have his day on July 21st honoring him. Then you have Abolition of Slavery Day on May 27th, October 9th. It's almost like they're trying to point us in directions of guys. Yeah, I think, yeah. And then on 11/2, they have All Souls Day. It's a public holiday. I mean, it's all witchcraft.
Yeah.
West Indian cuisine, Creole cuisine, it all goes right back to witchcraft. Let's see. Transport. Yeah. Private boat, doctor say, yeah, private boat. That ain't no fucking boat. That's a fucking yacht.
Where was this? What's this?
In St. Bart's.
Oh.
St. Bart, they have the biggest ships there. Like, that's where they all go because they can get away with everything.
Okay.
But the funny thing is that they kind of, you know, and this is even funny too, because when you look at the fish, right, the aquafauna. So, other species, they have anemones, urchins, sea cucumbers, eels, all that, turtles, conchs. So, other species of fish that are recorded close to the shoreline in shallow waters are the sergeant majors, the blue chromis, brown chromis, surgeonfish, blue tangs, and the trumpet fish. You can't make shit up. I mean, because all this shit, it all goes back to these, like this one, they said this ancient Presbyterian Catholic church built in 1822. Bell tower separated from main church, which rings loud and clear. So they all have bell towers. But some just don't have bells in them.
Oh, funny that. I've certainly had a lot of dismantling to do. This wicked web.
Oh, this could be big. So, right? One if by land, two if by sea, right?
Yeah.
So two, right? The Gustavia Lighthouse, the 9-meter, 30 feet white tower of Gustavia Lighthouse was built in 1961 during Kenny's. Situated on the crest of a hill north of the town, its focal plane is 64 meters, which is 210 feet above the level of the sea. It flashes every 12 seconds, white, green, or red, depending on direction. What if St. Bart's is a castle in New Year's Eve, right? So, red castle, green castle, right? Yeah. What if the lighthouse is the castle and the areas that they were coming up from were where the red flash and the green flash were the lighthouse, not the white. They went from the red flash to green flash, and that's where they came in and converged. I don't know. I mean, it sounds cool, but probably completely wrong, but
it's red, green, and white?
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Because I've only known lighthouse to have white lights.
Yeah.
Right? Why do you have red and green?
I mean, typically red is about stopping, green is about going.
Green means go. Oh, oh, that drop you pulled up, right? Go was in the kill boxes.
Yeah, it was.
So green
Oh,
means
no.
go.
Didn't you have green in
Red
there as
castle,
well?
green castle, castle lock. What is also a lock?
A lake? No. A
Yep.
lock to a door or
A lock, a lake,
a lake?
water. Watch the water, right?
Yeah, wasn't there something in that drop about water or maybe no?
Owl's good
No.
hunting, right?
Owls.
What is that? At Zulu 000 New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, green for go. Is that where they came in where the green light flashed?
Maybe.
Because it's you have so what is it? 23rd. So you got 11. So the post number 11, the last day of 2025 was December 31st, was your 9. There's your 9/11. Right there, December 23rd, you count 8 days, which is your H. You get December 31st.
You know what's interesting about this drop?
Yep.
Q could have ended it anyway, and I know there's multiple meanings, but it says good hunting.
The hunters become the hunted. Shit's going down.
Shit is going down.
There were a lot of people, and DiCaprio. I mean, they were all there in St. Bart's. 2 pelicans, pelican witchcraft, and not to mention, also, if you could, can you pull it up? Well, here, you know what I can show. So, red castle, green castle, castle lock, right?
Yeah.
So, Trump's signature, right? Notice how it goes up and then up and then up,
It's almost like a crown.
like the one at the top of the St. Bart's. 3 crowns. Signatures are important. Boom, boom, boom. Castle lock, it's gold. Yeah.
What's the spelling on lock? Lock.
Castle LOCK, but then LOCH is water.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of locks in Scotland.
I don't know why, but lock is also hair, like a lock of hair.
Let's see. And then red, how they have the cross broken. The Knights Templar cross right in the middle.
Yeah.
Because see, that's the difference between a pelican and a stork. Notice the web feet? That's a pelican. See the beak? Oh. How it actually, well.
Yeah, it gets lost when you go too close. Yeah.
How the beak droops down a little bit.
Yeah.
And what else was Project Pelican? Well, actually, no. Project Pelican wasn't that. Project Pelican was when they gave. I'm sorry, I fucked that up. Project Pelican is when they gave the United Arab Emirates a port. They issued them a port that they were bringing kids in on. That's what they're
Where?
In Florida.
In Florida.
That's why Trump came out with that executive order that removed that no foreign companies are allowed to have anything on a waterway. They're not allowed to have any corporations on the waterway on the coastline, because then they hire their own security and everything. Then you look at that one, and then you look at the evergreen containers, and then you look at a pelican, and what does the pelican keep its young? In its beak. So when you think about the beak, you think about the outside of a fucking trash container that says evergreen on it, and where are you keeping the young? Inside the trash container. That's how they're moving these kids.
Yeah.
Kind of fucked.
Well, you know, they're water birds, right?
Yep. But that was the name of the project too, so you look at all the pelicans and
They're found near oceans and large lakes, and they nest on islands.
of course, because where are they taking all the young? To the islands. Kind of fucked up, don't you think? I think so. I think way so.
Symbolism will be their downfall.
Oh, and then I saw that there was a meteor that streaked over the St. Louis Arch on New Year's Eve.
A meteor?
I'm sure that's just a meteor. Using the heavy quotes. Let's see. The Tournament of Roses parade, fuck, got beat the fuck. Massive storm hit it. I'm sure that's coincidental too.
You know, it's very funny because I'm looking up some information about the pelican, just like FYI. It has white and black wings.
Masonic.
But according to this, it says, why is Jesus called a pelican? And it says the pelican symbolizes Jesus, our Redeemer, who gave his life for our redemption and the atonement he made through his passion and death. Supposedly, it symbolizes self-sacrifice, charity, and Christ's redemption. And according to ancient legend, a mother pelican wounds her breast to feed her starving young with her blood, mirroring Jesus' sacrifice for humanity. Now, could it be that this is a dual symbol?
Because
So opposing of what it's doing versus what it, right?
so they hijacked the symbol.
They hijacked the symbol once again.
Hijack the symbol, take the kids. Because what's more important than children? Nothing.
Right.
These children become adults, and then the cycle continues.
Yeah. Wow.
It happens. Weird, but not really.
You know, Tommy Dill in the comments said, could it be talking about the royals and a castle locked down and Red Cross? I guess that's regarding Charles. There is that cross on there.
You got 3 movies, though. You had that 3 castle locks, 3. They're running this. I mean, insane. All I can say is it's beyond insane.
Gosh, it so is. So
But yeah, back to that Jimmy Carter. I was talking about him, and the last part of the video, right? I'm like, Dina, come in here. Make sure my eyes aren't. I mean, you could see the fucking slits in his eyes in the photo of Jimmy Carter.
which ones are the, like, which ones are you talking about? Which photos?
The video that they had him in, and the video that I have, I don't know which one it is in here, but I just watched it yesterday, and I pulled it. I'm like, because at the end of the video, they're like, oh, because they were talking about how Obama and all them are bad and everything like that, and Biden. But then they're like, oh, it's not like Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter's no. Hold up. But then when it ended, the picture they showed Jimmy Carter, his eyes were slit.
Really?
Yes.
That's so creepy. Where was this video that you're referring to?
Well, it's on YouTube. I mean, I don't know which one it is. I mean, let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see.
You seen that video with the guy going, look, watch this, and he's got his camera next to his eye.
No.
Going, and
Now,
you know,
you gotta-
I know we talk about AI and all this stuff, but this is about 8-9 years old. This video, I've got it saved somewhere, but
Well, you know, you also have to remember with these phones, you have these filters, and they could literally do anything with the filter, like to make it look a certain way.
yeah, I think it's quite an old video though, really, and it is really eerie.
Yeah, I mean, it still sounds creepy.
No, I'm just having a little search for it. I wonder if it's on my Telegram. You never know what to type, do you? Reptile eyes.
Wow.
Shapeshifter. I'll have to dig that out for you because it's
Yeah.
freaky as fuck.
Yeah, I went and put it in the chat, in the Rumble chat, and it's like 25 minutes long. But they go over the Obama files and why isn't Obama in there and everything. But because the thing is, when was that sweetheart deal made for Epstein? It was during Obama's reign of terror.
Right. 2006, 2007, something like that.
No, that was during he came in 2009. Obama did.
Okay, so Epstein's first arrest wasn't that 2006?
It's 2005. But then remember the sweetheart deal. That all happened under Obama.
Okay.
At his DOJ. Remember when they said he's intelligence?
Mhm.
Now you see why Hillary had to win.
Oh, anybody who doesn't see that.
But yeah, I mean this kid, he puts out some good stuff, and man, there's some serious like crazy shit going on. Just man,
Do you want me to play the end of that video? Do you want me to play it all or just play the end of it?
yeah, you can play it all.
That's the one you just put in the chat?
Yes.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, this one right here. Yep.
All
yeah,
right.
and if you haven't subscribed, this guy actually breaks down a lot of great stuff. So if people want to subscribe, he's definitely. I mean, everybody has things that we disagree with,
Right.
but that's what we're supposed to do. I mean, we're not hating people because we disagree with them on a couple little things. Like, hey, we're all trying to figure this shit out. I mean, as long as people are trying to figure it out and everything like that, and not say, "Oh, that's so stupid," it's like. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and honestly, that is why we all get called fucking racist and white supremacist and all these, you know, Nazi and all these names, because all we're doing is trying to dig on these people, right? And we're bringing out evidence, right? To show who these, you know, criminals and stuff are and what their agendas are, you know? And there's just so much evidence and stuff out there. And this woke brigade, they're only ammunition against us, you know?
Well, at the end of the day, they just name call us anyway.
I mean, shit, my mom's called me that. So?
What?
Racist, white supremacist, whatever. I mean,
and that's the thing.
You look at it and it's, well, I mean, you know, in whatever, but you think it's kind of funny because it's like, you look at it, it's like, well, why is it that we're the only ones that could be racist?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, because of some fictional fucking slavery story that
Right.
they're trying to sell us on.
But let's, even so, who are the majority of people that we're calling out? If you really think about it, they're white.
Yeah.
They're white. So humans are all different nationalities and colors and backgrounds. So there's going to potentially be some people with dark skin. There's going to potentially be people that come from certain areas of the world, right? So how does that all get lumped into white supremacy when most of the people we're calling out are white?
Yeah. And the funny thing is that they're like, oh, white supremacy. Oh, great. Hey, let's get rid of this like whole like plus 100, IQ, and let's drop it all down to 75 IQ around here. Let's get right down the Democrat level, because that's what they want. They want to turn this place into a third world shithole. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, cities, they've done a pretty good job. So now we got to see how we bring those back.
Oh, and Christmas? Yeah, it is on Christmas. Orthodox Christmas.
7?
Guess who has to come in front of the house to testify? Tim Walz. Thing is, when they said they're going to start in January, and why have we heard anything about this meeting with the healthcare? Remember, he said he wanted to have it done in the first week of January, right? This week coming up. And he said, and then when Stu popped up that drop says big week ahead. Yeah. So now you've got the healthcare going to Mar-a-Lago. You got Tim Walz going. I mean,
Trump card coming as well.
Don't forget, he took down Big Pharma 2 weeks ago, and now he keeps saying how he's going to go after the insurance companies. He made that real clear, which is all related to healthcare. I mean, it's just dismantling, cutting everything off at the knees.
Yeah, Trump spelled Waltz's name wrong the other day, didn't he? Put a T in it. Waltz instead of Walls. Right.
Huh. Well, so I'm sure it's not a coincidence that the Orthodox Easter from the 11th is 13 weeks exactly. Because the 11th is your 11110. That's a Sunday. So can we start seeing everything flip? Friday, Saturday, make it a mega promise. Sunday, boom. It's banking holiday. It's a Sunday.
Wait, when is the 3-day weekend? That would be...
Which one? Which 3-day weekend?
Martin Luther King. That's the 19th. Okay, no.
Yeah. Oh, on a 119? Yep. And isn't it funny that the Lunar New Year is on February 17th and Ash Wednesday is on February 18th? So you have your Lunar New Year, then you have your burning of the effigy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who only goes by a lunar calendar? Das Juden. We go by a solar calendar. They go by a lunar calendar. They worship demons. It's the Babylonian moon god Sin. It's all nighttime rituals, everything like that. Everything that was in the dark will be brought to light. That's why they do that's why they have their Sabbath from sundown to sundown on Friday to Saturday.
19th of Jan till the 17th of February. That's about 30 days as well, isn't it? 31 days in January. It's got to be about 30 days, including those days.
I think we're in for a couple of months of a real shit show, which is going to be so amazing.
Now, I know we're going to be celebrating and oh my God, and all that. But do you think there's going to be things that is even going to turn us a little bit in this? I mean, we've engaged into this so much, but you know, potentially there's going to. Everyone needs to keep their head on the swivel, whatever goes down.
100%. Because even today, you know, and I like to think I'm so awake. I'm listening to Jason, and I learned, like, I'm not like flawed, like, oh my God, I'm never going to get over this. But, you know, a lot of the things he was just talking about, just again, like I said, it's like awaker and awaker. So I think there's going to be certain things that might happen that, don't forget, this movie, there's probably things we don't know how it's going to end, right?
Well, the end won't
Hey.
be forever.
As long as we win the end, I
Yeah.
give no fucks. It's like,
Me
let
too.
the chips fall where they may. However they're going to roll it, let's see it. Because, I mean, I know we're going to be shocked by a bunch of stuff, too.
Yes.
But, damn, I can't believe we didn't pick up on that.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
Right. We're going to be like pissed, not pissed, but we're going to be like, oh, we didn't pick up on it. But I don't think we're going to be like, oh my God. The normies are going to be with the, oh my God, because we're just like annoyed because we like to be decoders and when we don't see something. But for them, I got to think some of this stuff. I mean, I think it's going to start coming out fast and furious.
Yeah, but don't forget as well, when they wake up, they've got 8 years of catching up to do minimum.
Minimum.
Absolute minimum.
But look at it. Just look at it this way. Okay. We don't think it's a big deal, but I've got to think what's going on right now with just one little, it's not little area, but it, you know, in terms of the whole thing, you've got pharmaceutical and you have insurance, right? They're huge, but they're just part of the whole picture. You got to believe that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be shocked. They've been so, you know, everybody complains, oh, it's prescriptions are expensive. But are you really, are you going to expect all the things that really are going on and how the extent to how ripped off you are? I don't know. That's going to be pretty angering to a lot of people and pretty shocking and pretty upsetting, especially thinking about all those people like healthcare and the cost of healthcare here in the United States is probably the number one cause of bankruptcy.
And then tack on suicides?
Right.
I mean, you think about it, I mean, people, what about people drowning in debt and they kill the whole family because of a fake system? I mean, this is beyond diabolical what they did. There's no coming back for any of them. None. No. If they now corruption, I could deal with corruption.
Right. We all could.
You could throw them in prison. Once you cross that line with kids, that's it. Mr. Chippy comes to town. Time to go to work. Yeah, time to put in some work. Get them rusty blades going.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And we still don't know, like, you know, English Hawk just said, to throw another wrench into this, we still don't know what's going to happen with the banks and the money because normies usually don't wake up until it hits them in the pocketbook.
Yep. Well, we wish. Remember during COVID, remember when they had all the shortage and you see plywood for like 80 or 90 bucks a sheet?
Yeah.
And people complain about them like, you'll complain, but you won't ask why.
Right. But that didn't affect everyone.
Yeah.
Think about it. You know, if your bank account all of a sudden goes to zero or something, that's going to affect everyone. It's not just going to affect people building or doing projects in their home.
Thing is, I don't think, you know, if the bank, no, they're gonna have to do something with the switchover where they're gonna come out and tell people it's like, hey, you know, all the money that you, because remember, see, here's the problem with this. So the FDIC, right? So who guarantees all this money? It has backing and full faith from the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
If the U.S. government doesn't have it, then who's backing it? That's when Trump comes in. I mean, fuck. How much silver have we been hoarding? Everybody's talking about the gold, but it's like, what this?
No, it's the silver. That's the key.
Trump's like, hey, you know what? Because they know that people all over the world have a shit ton of silver. It's just like brass. It's just like anything. People are going to hoard that stuff because, well, when you look back in history, one for the history books, 1933, when they confiscated all the gold. But if they run it up to $1,100 an ounce and say, hey, this is where we're going to top off, or hey, this is where it's going to hit the new high and then it's going to go higher, or if they say, hey, this is it, we can turn our stuff in or whatever, it's like, well, if you paid $20 for it and you get $1,100 an ounce, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
But you have to remember, I heard the statistic. It could be like even lower than 5% or 2% of people who actually own gold and silver. It is extremely small.
Yeah. But then, what they'll do is they'll take the money that they have in the bank and everything like that, and they'll switch that number, because all you have to do is switch numbers. Switch over to the new system. It's all backed by the Toronto gold certificate, all that gold. So now we have a sound money backing our new currency.
Right.
Because before, they confiscate all the gold and nobody knows where it is.
In the middle of the Depression, mind you.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they screwed everybody over.
Like big.
I mean.
Huge.
I don't see how people.
We're nothing. We're nothing.
And when he says that Biden was the worst president, worse than the 10 worst presidents, and I'm like. And then you start looking, you've got the Bushes, you got Obama. But what if Obama wasn't the president? What if it was Biden the whole time? Right? There's that. Because Jack and I talked about that when Jack mentioned it. I'm like, well, shit. Could be because Obama swore in, but then they messed up the oath, and then he swore in later. Well, if he messed up the oath and Biden didn't, then Biden would have been the president. And then when they gave the oath to John Brennan, they pull out this big thing. It's covered. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, oh, that's the Declaration of Independence. He wanted to swear on it. It's like, no, it's not. What the hell is he swearing on? He's a communist. You would swear on the Declaration of Independence. I mean, you are still active in the Communist Party USA. He's always has been. I mean, we've been infiltrated that deep. And then you look at FDR, Carter, Ford. I mean, Woodrow Wilson, Truman, Johnson. I mean, and you take 10 of them, it's like, how many kids were the Bidens moving?
Right.
And how covered up was this? And how covered up is it at these bases? Because remember, who also was president during all that shit in Romania? Obama. So that bitch got a lot to answer for. But yeah, if you want to play that video, but yeah, it's because they talk about how Obama and Biden are mentioned in there. It's like, oh, they're in there.
Right, let's play this.
Oh,
25 minutes.
Big trouble, and I just find it hilarious. Him and Sleepy Joe Biden want you to think that they're not in the Epstein files, and they might even say, hey, we haven't been noticed in the Epstein files yet, right? Look at us. Well, we just found out exactly why they're not in the Epstein files, and this is not looking good for them. So watch this.
Now, as we've been reporting, the Trump administration is baselessly accusing former President Obama of manipulating intelligence and attempting to undermine President Trump.
Okay.
Baseless.
Obama has been manipulating intelligence since 2008, okay?
His 2016 victory.
But is Obama, because so many of us did kind of buy into, at least to some degree, the thing he was selling in 2008. And you're like, wait, but you don't feel like have you seen pictures of the house he lives in? You need to hear.
As we know now, Obama is an absolute fraud and liar. He's one of the biggest scumbags in this country. And it is baffling that he was not only president, but so well received back in his day. However, even the Democrats are turning on Obama now.
The newest Epstein files are released, and the names inside are blowing up the Democratic Party. The files show direct communication between Jeffrey E. and Barack Obama's inner circle. Y'all like the video, right?
Oh, do you guys remember the emails with Obama and John Podesta and all the pizza they were ordering? They were ordering $50,000 pizzas. And they specifically said that they wanted to spend 2 hours with the pizza. How creepy and strange. You know, it's almost like all these conspiracy theories are not really theories at all, but actual conspiracies against the United States of America and all the children.
Follow for more.
Barack Obama's name has finally entered the Epstein conversation, and suddenly, a lot of things are starting to make sense. People are claiming Epstein conversation, and suddenly...
Did President Barack Obama oversee the Jeffrey Epstein plea agreement as Senator Mark Wayne Mullen claimed?
Are starting to make sense. People are claiming he was there from the very beginning and allegedly played a role in the long cover-up that allowed Epstein's crimes to stay hidden for years. But the
right, and we know he was in it. You guys, I don't know if you remember this, but back when Pizzagate happened, and a quick refresher, Pizzagate was a restaurant that we were all suspicious where in the basement of that restaurant, they were trafficking you-know-whats and you-know-whos. And it was, quote unquote, debunked according to the media. But here's what happened out of Pizzagate that's great. People started talking about the idea of a PDF file ring running the government in the shadows and how all these politicians are involved. And it's this huge ordeal. And even though the media tried their best to debunk it, the truth is we now know it as a fact that there's a PDF file ring running the government in the shadowy government. And so you look back at the time where they, quote unquote, debunked the Pizzagate thing, but you see now, no, the media was lying to your faces, and we know now that it's all true. It's all coming out. It wasn't conspiracy theories. It was facts being delivered before the media wanted you to accept them.
The real question is, how did Obama manage to erase himself from every photo? That's where Obama's name keeps resurfacing, especially when people look back at what happened during his time in office. Because
yeah, man, see, Obama had the Epstein files back in 2008. Yes, they've been working on this for that long. It goes even farther back than that. And Obama made sure to remove himself from the Epstein files as much as possible, but he might have missed a few documents.
Epstein didn't move the way he did without protection. He always needed someone on the inside to keep things stable.
Now some Trump supporters are blaming former President Barack Obama for going easy on Epstein in previous investigations. Paul Spey checks that claim for PolitiFact.
Dude, it's so corrupt. Of course, Obama went easy on Epstein. He was a part of the entire thing. Him and his people are the most wicked politicians to ever get in office. It's disgusting. And guess what? There's a little surprise in here. We're going to go dogging down on Hillary Clinton in this video as well. You just wait and see.
And while many are praising Obama for not appearing directly in the Epstein files, others are starting to wonder if that absence is exactly the point.
Do you guys want to know? And we should be even more suspicious of Obama for removing his name from the Epstein files.
Who's not named in the Epstein files? Well, Joe Biden and Barack Obama are not named in the Epstein files.
What people underestimate about Epstein is that he wasn't just hanging around one political circle. He was talking to people on the right, people on the left, people inside power, people who used to be inside power. For example, in 2018, when Epstein was already a convicted offender and supposedly out of the game, he was actively emailing Steve Bannon, advising him on his European political tour. And then Epstein casually...
And he was also texting with the judge while she was in court, telling her what to say and what to ask.
...dropped that he'd just spoken to one of the country leaders that they discussed.
And Epstein wrote that he had just spoken to one of the country leaders that we discussed and that we should lay out a strategy plan. How much fun. Several months later, Epstein sent some advice. If you're going to play here, you'll have to spend time. Europe by remote doesn't work. It's doable, but time-consuming. Epstein continued in a follow-up email. There are many leaders of countries we can organize for you to have one-on-ones. Dude, see, the Epstein ring is worldwide. There is so many of these like leaders of countries that are just as guilty as some of the people in the United States, and it's all connected and they're all in on it. And what's creepiest of all is there's like one country in particular that is blackmailing all of them who's really running the world.
Suggested they should lay out a strategy plan. While Epstein is hyping up Bannon, a key figure tied to the Trump movement, he's also privately trashing Donald Trump in emails with Catherine Rumler, who served as White House counsel under Barack Obama.
Before she talks to him, the boss can only...
Let's see here. Epstein emails with ex-Obama lawyer claim he stopped talking to Bill Clinton for mysterious reasons. Obama linked to Epstein in newly released files.
Only be Obama. Rumler worked for one person, the president. These emails kept going for 2 years. This is not a random contact.
But then,
yeah, see, Obama got rid of his name in the Epstein files, but he forgot to get rid of his lawyer's name, who was only working for Obama. She wasn't working for anyone else. And she was in frequent contact with Epstein. So what does that tell you?
they also talked about the boss.
After his 2008 conviction, and that alone tells you everything. Obama's top White House lawyer, Catherine Rumler, was emailing with E. The emails show he was telling her to talk to the boss about a serious issue. And
boom. So Jeffrey Epstein had direct access to Barack Obama, and they were in cahoots.
She replies that she needs to.
But we already knew this because Pizzagate revealed it all, man. The emails with Podesta and Obama, and they're talking about the $50,000 pizza they want to spend all this time with. Boom, guilty, busted. We don't need any more evidence. Oh, and yeah, Michelle Obama is a man, by the way.
Be ready to say yes.
This is why Epstein was so hard to corner. And listen, before anyone jumps to conclusions, nobody's saying Obama was on Epstein's island or running things behind the scenes. The real...
Well, they're not saying that yet, but we still have only gotten like 2% of the entire Epstein files.
Story is way more unsettling. Epstein was already a known problem before Obama even stepped into the White House.
Did you know that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of offenses and released from prison before he was arrested for trafficking in 2019?
This wasn't some secret.
Dude, it's so creepy. So
Before
creepy.
he was
Wait,
arrested
look at this
for
fact check
trafficking.
here on the bottom. Fact check. U.S. Senator claims Obama oversaw Epstein deal. Boom! Busted Obama. Guilty.
In 2019?
This wasn't some secret. So when Obama became president in 2009, the question isn't, did anyone know? It's, why didn't he do anything about it? Epstein didn't get...
Yeah, because he was in on it. Because he was a part of the whole thing. Because Epstein was telling Obama what to do back then. And we literally know that. It's all coming out. It's going to be as gross as it gets. So buckle up, people, because you are in for the ride of your life.
Aggressively pursued, reinvestigated, or shut down during those 8 years. He kept traveling. He kept networking. He kept operating internationally. And that's where people start side-eyeing things, because in politics, especially at that level, nothing happening is usually still a decision. After Obama left his office...
Yeah, because they're all told what to do. Because Obama was just a puppet. He was just, they literally just picked him to be president because of his race. And he has a nice way of speaking, even though I completely hate everything he has to say. Obama has a calming voice. It's very fake though. Like I'm not saying that I like it, but because I would much rather prefer someone like Trump, who's just authentic and dirty and raw and humane. Obama had that perfect fake politician vibe. So they just used him as a puppet. And then they controlled him with blackmail and pizza.
The glow up is immediate. I mean immediate. Huge book deals, massive speaking fees, media partnerships, Netflix deals, luxury real estate popping up in multiple locations. Yeah. And it looks like there was...
Dude, it's so creepy how much money the Obama family has garnered throughout this entire process. It cannot be natural. It has got to be fabricated, and it's got to be money that's coming in from corrupt people behind the scenes who are just like filling him with cash for all the favors he did, all the illegal favors he did.
It's a deal made on the inside. His perfect image was maintained in return for Epstein walking freely. This is exactly why that Joe Rogan conversation with Dave Smith...
That actually makes perfect sense. That Obama got all the money because he let Epstein off the hook.
Rubbed people the wrong way in the best possible sense.
Those speeches are wonderful. It's like, wait a minute, your policies benefited these corporations, and then, surprise, surprise, those people, after you leave office, want to hear you talk so badly.
Back in 1989, Bill Clinton and Hillary...
Dude, it's just more evidence of the shady deals that Obama did while he was president. But here we go. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton coming up, as I told you. Real fast, before we get into this, we're staying on the topic of Hillary Clinton. Here's a clip from Tommy G, one of the best journalists on YouTube, and he's interviewing Ian Carroll, one of the also best journalists on YouTube, about, in this moment, they talk about Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. And the way Ian describes Hillary Clinton is just so delicately specific about how awful she is. And I wanted to share it with you.
2010s, maybe around Trump's first run, I heard a lot more about the Clintons, the Clinton body trail, the Clinton Foundation. But I feel like in the last few years in the popular zeitgeist, they've kind of disappeared from the magnifying glass of the conspiracy.
Right, and this drives me nuts, dude. It's almost like the Clintons are let off the hook. Well, thank God Bill Clinton's showing up in the Epstein files, so pretty much the spotlight's on him now. But, dude, do you guys not remember? Lock her up, lock her up. Why were we chanting that? It has nothing to do with Epstein, but the Clintons are the best people at having others get suicide. I don't know if we're allowed to say that on here without getting demonetized. Unaliving themselves. The Clintons are so dirty, it's disgusting. And if you want a little more information about what they were up to, listen to this. It goes all the way back to when Bill Clinton was in Arkansas.
Conspiracy theorists, are they still someone that is very much a person of interest in the Epstein network or this New World Order shadow figure, so to speak?
I think we all have a slightly different perspective. And I think
Dude, and it's interesting. We don't use the term New World Order too much anymore, but do you remember how they used to make fun of us for talking about the New World Order and the Illuminati? And yet now we have a much more specific and detailed outline of exactly what that was and who it is. And it's this big blackmailing organization that really is doing disgusting things to children. And it's a worldwide thing. And yeah, we don't use the term New World Order anymore, but people used to make fun of you for using that term. Well, turns out it's all real.
I think that the stepping back in the prominence probably largely has to do with how much she was exposed as kind of a lame duck in her presidential run and in her...
Yeah, her presidential run was an abomination for her reputation. She really made a fool of herself, Hillary Clinton did.
Involvement in like the Russiagate stuff and just how...
Oh, yeah, and the Russiagate with Trump. Dude, Russiagate was one of the biggest self-destructions that the Democrats have ever come up with. It just highlighted what filthy liars they are and like to what degree they'll go to ruin someone else's reputation for no purpose other than promoting their own power. I mean, we all knew they were doing that, but they took it so far to such a stupid extreme. It was actually like the best thing that happened for us because they just exposed themselves as being the filthy liars they are.
And her handling of her own emails is just like what an unserious threat Hillary Clinton is, even though she's been involved in some very dark shit in her past. And a lot of people think it's like,
yeah, what kind of dark stuff? What kind? Just wait.
Oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Like, no, you haven't actually researched things like the death of Vince Foster, like Chinagate, like her charity is a hard way to put it. Look up Hillary Clinton in Haiti and human trafficking and Laura Silsby.
Do you see that? Okay, the Clintons have been part of the trafficking for so long now, it's a joke. And it's like frustrating that they've gotten away with it for so long. And I'm hoping that with this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, the Clintons will be held accountable for their actions over the last 20, 30, 40 years. But there's other dark, dirty stuff they did. Just listen to this.
And so there's actually, like, even for me, I will still find new things in Hillary's past that I wasn't even aware of. I was looking into Bill for just a little bit of a piece at one point, like 4 months ago. And I stumbled across an archive of sourced sort of reporting about the Clintons. It was like kind of the kind of website where, you know, the person that's behind it is like publish, disappear.
Why would they have to disappear? Because literally the Clintons will have that person unalive themselves.
And it was all linked, all sourced to like real journalism, real reporting, archived articles that I could double check. It just had volumes more than I realized, going all the way back to Clinton's days in Arkansas, which I was aware of, but even back before that.
Dude, the Clintons were corrupt from the very beginning. They made a decision to sell their souls right from the beginning. They're going to do whatever dirty tactics it takes to be successful in politics. And here's a little more on that.
To other weird real estate stuff they were doing and drug smuggling stuff that was going on around them that all just seemed coincidentally to center on Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton in a lot of ways. They have a long, dark history. And a lot of people don't even go back to Arkansas and to Mina and to cocaine. And
where they actually made a full movie about that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, would you say?
Yeah, dude, see, it's so bad. It's so dark. It's so disturbing. And it's just unbelievable that the Clintons still roam free today.
Hillary Clinton had a net worth of around $420,000. Not broke, but nowhere near elite.
Okay, Bill and Hillary Clinton have, since I was a little kid, I mean, since I was like 4 or 5 years old, was when he was governor in Arkansas. Their entire career is they were public servants and they ran a charity.
Dude, and I'm telling you, these satanic organizations, they create an organization that they market themselves as the exact opposite of what they're up to. So if they were going to traffic young people, then they would make a charity about saving young people from trafficking. And yet it would be the very opposite of what they're up to. All these charities that these elite people start, it's so sick. It's unbelievable that people would give them money, but it's always to do something corrupt. Probably the exact opposite of what they're claiming that they're doing.
And they're worth like $100 million or something like that. Like, wait a minute, huh?
How are they getting rich off of charity?
You guys haven't been practicing law any of this time. You haven't been working in some industry where you've made tons of money. You were public servants who make, healthy salaries.
Fast forward to after they left the White House, and Forbes estimated they made about
how the Clintons made $230 million since leaving the White House. I'm suspicious a lot of that money was from shady deals they made in the White House that they are then getting paid on later. But it's also probably from connections that they're basically selling.
$230 million. The same pattern shows up with Barack Obama. His net worth multiplied nearly 30 times, and it's now estimated at around $70 million.
Dude, because he sold his soul to corporations, Obama did, to the lobbyists, to the corporations, and he was being blackmailed by Jeffrey Epstein the entire time. It kind of makes me wonder, like, okay, when in the Jeffrey Epstein files are we going to start seeing major companies like the high fructose sugar industry showing up in the Epstein files? It really would not surprise me at all if the tobacco industry, high fructose corn sugar, syrup, whatever, and these kind of sketchy Coca-Cola, McDonald's kinds of people start showing up in the Epstein files. I mean, you can just do it based on like their ethical practice in business in the first place. Coca-Cola, I'm not claiming there's nothing about them yet, but the way they market themselves is so deceptive and such a, like, Diet Coke is loaded with sugar and they pay a fee every year to just, we have sugar in our Diet Coke, and they get in trouble for having sugar and claiming not to have sugar, and all they do is pay the government a fee. You should look that up. If you don't believe me, just look it up. Diet Coke does have sugar in it. And every year the government gets charged a fee for lying, and they pay it, and they don't care. And the government accepts the money. They're like, free money, let's go.
Is Obama.
So it makes perfect sense that companies like that are going to start showing up in the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Because so many of us did kind of buy into, at least to some degree, the thing he was selling in 2008. And you're like, wait, but you don't feel like have you seen pictures of the house he lives in?
And once you start thinking about...
No, dude, not all of us were buying into it. Some of us have seen through it the entire time, and we cannot wait for our day of justice.
That system, Epstein fits into it way too perfectly. Epstein didn't survive because people were clueless. He survived because nobody had to protect him loudly. They just had to not dig too deep. And during
The pictures are so creepy. The picture's so weird.
Obama's presidency, that's exactly what happened. To make things worse, these new files show that the ties between Obama and Jeffrey have been found, especially in these photos. And then
guilty. Bro, what do you think this little girl right here is doing? What is this picture, man? This is creepy. Is that George Clooney? I don't know who that guy is, but you can see Obama has guilt all over his face. And this person down here, I don't even want to describe their face, but it doesn't look good.
This part is low-key unsettling. There was a super creepy caricature hanging in Jeffrey Epstein's bathroom, literally placed right above the toilet. The drawing showed Epstein standing
right here.
Clinton, while Barack Obama and Adam Schiff were pictured boarding a plane.
Yeah, this is not hard evidence, but it's a little bit of evidence that Obama was flying to Jeffrey Epstein's island. And it's not going to be surprising when we find out that he was there all the time, because he did a cover up to get himself out of the files, and he might have succeeded a little bit, but we're going to catch him. You stay tuned. You stay tuned, because we're going to catch
behind them. Another user stated newly released Epstein files of Obama and one of his many victims. Allegedly, the girl is Maggie Nixon, the daughter of Sarah Nixon, who is friends with James Alefantis, and the granddaughter of Agnes Nixon.
Creator of all my children. See, again, with these fake charities, fake organizations that are actually up to the exact opposite of what they claim. Maggie Nixon did an ocean film with Sylvia earlier, who was involved with the Terramar Project with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Creator of all my children. But here's the thing. Maggie Nixon did an ocean film with Sylvia Earle, who was involved with the Terramar Project with Ghislaine Maxwell. And that's where the Epstein tie comes in. Someone else added more proof, saying, we can't forget about this poor little girl. Obama had a thing for Asian boys, too.
Bro, so creepy, man. He is a sick, evil piece of... Look at these pictures. Look at this picture right here. Some of these pictures are so graphic, I don't even want to show them, but like, this disgusting shows the girl all wrapped up. And, God, this is terrible. Please, Jesus, come down, Jesus, we need you.
He is a sick evil, yet it took a lot of digging to find these. That's why people keep looping in Bill Clinton for comparison, because his Epstein ties are much more obvious and documented. Epstein didn't collapse under Obama. He coasted, and when Epstein finally did fall years later, it was already too late for so many victims.
Yeah,
and when
all that guy was next to Epstein?
like Jimmy Carter, who left...
Bro, it's so creepy. How Jimmy Carter lost his job and found his mission, a personal remembrance. Drawing on a decade-long relationship with Carter, Jeffrey Sonfield reflects on the vast achievements and sometimes bewildering contradictions in his post-presidency.
Office and never turned influence into an empire, never elite money, never needed to stay in the good graces of corporations or global power players. The contrast gets uncomfortable fast.
Wonder
how
how
right
he
here.
did for that.
Pause it right there.
You know, if you're watching this video,
can you pause it?
Friends with Matt. And
right there, you can see the slits in his eyes.
That is one evil-looking motherfucker there.
Yeah. And he was. Jimmy Carter. Why would the 1,000 Points of Light Foundation honor him?
Don't forget Trump, you know, before he started banging on at Biden, always used to say Jimmy Carter was the worst.
Oh, he was. He brought everybody back in. You know, they kicked off the whole Department of Education, the whole Holocaust bullshit. You've got Zbigniew Brzezinski, you had Kissinger, you had all the same actors that were coming in to literally prep it for them putting Bush in as a vice president, and then they need an actor to come in. So they brought Reagan in as a literal placeholder for the 2 years, and then he gets out 1 year. He's like, oh, he gives reign over to fucking Clinton? Come on.
So, what'd you make of Bannon?
I don't know. I mean...
No, it's the same. Because, I mean, Bannon's meant to have a load of 12 hours of tape, isn't he, with Epstein and stuff?
And what did he tell him? You know, sometimes in order to get stuff, it's like you have to act like you're friends with them to get the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, infiltration, not invasion. We've been Look, if they've infiltrated the human race for 2,000 years, the White Hats have had to infiltrate them back better than them. 60, 100, 200 years, however long it's taken.
Yeah, no shit. It's definitely getting good.
You know, to actually infiltrate them back, you've had to get yourself in a position where they think you are 100% one of them.
It's no different when you look at the mob infiltrators, right? The FBI infiltrators, the good guys who had to do some pretty horrific, like, you know, Donnie Brasco shows that, how Pistone had to do some pretty awful things to win the trust. it's an ugly job.
Yeah. Isn't it just?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'll never forget when I saw John Brennan speaking fluent Arabic the first time.
Yep. And he ran the Saudi office for the CIA. So now you see where the Saudi connection comes into play with Brennan. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But yeah, then yeah, if you guys want to join us, we'll be on in a couple hours. And then we have that thing at 7. Can't wait to listen to that.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
Oh.
So I would love to join you guys, but I'm going to probably come on, close like right before 7, so I could just do dinner and feed the family and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's going to be really interesting.
Right, and you're going live with it, are you?
Yeah, Friday night.
Right, okay, 'cause if I'm in bed and I don't get up, I shall be coming straight on to it for repeat afterwards. Yeah,
Set
and
your
I know
alarm.
it's great when you go live. It's there, isn't it?
Yep.
So that's superb. Yeah, quickly. I just want to say, if you've got to get off and stuff, then because you've got another show to do. I was watching your New Year's Eve thing, and you said I've made going back to that racism thing. I've made a New Year's resolution not to be racist this year. Oh, 3 hours and 3 minutes in. Oh God.
That's it.
God. Yeah, and that just made me laugh. So let's go back to this where it didn't matter if you were black, white, Asian, Chinese, English, Welsh, Scottish or Irish over here, gay or straight, whatever. Everyone used to rip the shit out of each other because everyone played football together or went down the pub and had a hug, swore at each other.
Yeah.
My mates, when we all meet, silly cunt, do you know what I mean? Because, and then we all have an hug and a kiss.
Yeah.
It's those people. So we need to get away from this wokery. So I've got a nice little fuck the woke video to put on the end of this for the play out today. Is it your little pooch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, where is he?
Right there.
That's it.
Oh, can't see
Yeah,
too.
these backgrounds and no good. You want to show anything?
I know. I gotta get a green screen.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. All right. Well, listen, you have an absolutely brilliant show tonight. If I don't join in, I will come and watch it later. Elisa and I are going to do 2 hours tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. for me and 10 p.m. for you. Any of your guys in the chat want to come on and sit there and have a chat? Brett came on a couple of weeks ago. He was the only one, but if anyone else wants to come on, we're going to get some more and stuff.
Nice.
Really good thing. I just want to put one banner up because we always forget to say this. That's the channel, the one channel we're trying to build, Patriots Across the Pond. And if people could like and subscribe to that, that would be amazing. I don't think there's anything else to say, really, apart from Jason. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
And thanks, Tina. I know you're there too. You keep the chat going so beautifully, always behind the scenes. And so I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
And thanks again. Love our Fridays.
Yes.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone who's here supporting us. Thank you.
Yes.
Where we go one, we go all, people. And
most definitely.
Fuck the woke.
Yeah. Y'all preach peace with a fist in the air, huh? Funny how tolerance turns into a witch hunt. Well, I ain't playing nice no more. Cheering on death, you belong in a cage. Preaching love, but you're breathing rage. You say cancel this, cancel that. Think you're a woman, but your chest is flat. Preaching freedom while you're chaining my tongue. I'll keep fighting to the last breath from my lung. Calling everyone Nazis and fascists. There's something wrong with your brain. I'm pairing yourself to Holocaust victims. Damn, you people are insane. Fuck the world. They don't want peace, they want control. Fuck the world. Trying to break my heart, my soul. Fuck the world. Lighting fires just to watch them burn. cut me out. You say compassion, but you scream and shout. You say justice, but you kill the debate. Truth don't live where your hate creates. Fuck the world. They don't want peace, they want control. Fuck the world. Trying to break my heart, my soul. Fuck the world. Lighting fires just to watch them burn. Fuck the world. It's our time, now the tide gon' turn. Yeah. You can try and cancel me, but I ain't signing up for your circus. Freedom's my language, and I speak it loud.